Hello everybody and welcome. This is the first of our Angel painting streams with the fabulous Angel De Silva. How you doing, Angel?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. And you?
Yeah, yeah, I'm good. I've been looking forward to this. Panicking a little bit last 5 minutes, trying to get everything working. But yeah, I've been really looking forward to it. Got my paints ready, got my model ready. We're both painting Primaris tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think anyone that said we've got 10 people in it looks welcome everybody. Hopefully we'll get some more along the way. If you don't know what this is and you've just clicked this random link and you see two idiots staring back at you at the screen, basically what we're doing is it's going to be a quite an informal, semi-regular live stream where myself and Angel will pick a topic, or you guys can pick a topic for the next one on each stream. So it'll be something different. Tonight is 40k, so we're painting 40k models. Probably touch on actually talking about 40k and what our thoughts about 40k are, if we've played, if we're going to play, etc., etc., etc. But everyone is going to be slightly different. So we have kind of already put a pin in the next one, which is those beautiful vampire models, I think,
Mm.
that were released for AOS. So I think that's going to be the next one. But what I think what would be a good idea, I don't know about you, is maybe put it to a vote in the top table group
That's a good idea.
and let people pick what it is, and then we'll have a bit of time to plan to get the models that we need to get and brush up on our knowledge of whatever it is that they've told us to have as the topic, which will be a lot of fun. So yeah, I've also in the Top Table Gaming Community Facebook group. If you're not in there, please do get over there. I can accept you as we are live on stream and drop my paintbrush on the floor. There is a whip thread. I've blatantly stole this from the live streams that I do with Mr. O'Byrne over on Battle Streams, and it is a really nice idea. So there's a work in progress thread. You'll see it at the top of the group in the chat with a link to this stream. And if you're painting along tonight, even if it's not 40k, whatever you're painting, whilst you're getting involved in the chat, please do post pictures of what you're painting in that thread. And we'll try and get to it during the stream, and I could possibly get things up on screen. But failing that, it'd be a nice little thing to sort of look back on after the stream when I've finished talking nonsense and I've gone in and had my pre-bed cup of tea. I can read through the thread, and it'll be a lot of fun. So, Angel,
Yep,
your Primaris, is he ready to go?
I think so. I mean, I've got him in bits at the minute because the weapon, for some stupid reason, I've chosen is like goes across the body. But to be honest, I didn't really choose it. I just chose bits that fit together,
Yeah,
and I was like, "Yep, this works. I'm doing this one."
and it was from this
So
sprue, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So
got it here somewhere.
I don't know how I ended up. I ended up with a load of these. They were from the Conquest magazines
Oh,
that
okay.
were out a couple of years ago. I ended up with a couple of the same sprue, and I think it's got that they're all sergeants. I think so. It's a Hellblaster sergeant, a standard Primaris sergeant, and one of the fly dudes
Fly dude.
with the two guns. He's just sort of saying, "Come at me." I can't remember what they're called. Um,
I don't know what any of them are called, so your guess is as good as mine.
I know he's got Gravis armor on, and he's like uber cool. That's the extent of my knowledge about that sprue. But yeah, it is a cool sprue, and I think I've got about 5 of them. I don't know why. I really don't know why, but I've just gone with the normal dude, which I'll show you on camera in a minute. It's not just going to be our faces that you get to look at and us telling you that we're doing an amazing job at our painting. We can, if Angel, if you flick to your desk, I will flick to the painting scene,
Sure.
which is this.
So you can see us both working on the models that we're working on.
I
I think it's just
a nice
a nice
little touch,
little touch,
and then we're still there in the bottom corner,
looking all amateur and stuff.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to click back to the main thing. So if you can click back to
face cam.
Sure.
we need to think of cooler names for our cams instead of face cam and desk cam.
I kind of like it as it is.
Let's stick with it. Let's stick with it.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So basically that's the premise of the stream. I'm hoping that they'll keep going and we'll do a lot. Oh, hang on. Danny's saying I'm getting a lot of reverb, which shouldn't be the case. Hang on a second. How about that now? Does that change anything, Dan? Do let me know. Double voice on Paint Cam. Right, okay. I'll sort that out when I get on Paint Cam because I know what that will be. But is it all right on this cam? Please do let me know. One of the cameras, I want to turn the mic off on one of the cameras on Paint Cam. You wouldn't believe, as standard, anyone who tunes into streams on Top Table Gaming, the amount of stress that I've been going through because we set this up. Was it about 10 days ago, Angel? We were setting this up.
Yeah.
Got it all working and it was great. And then I decided it would be a great idea to start filming cooking videos and brought all my equipment into the house, into the kitchen, and then brought it back in here to set it back up. And not realising that by unplugging my cameras and all my capture cards and things like that, everything on my streaming software would reset. So yeah, that was a nice surprise when I plugged it all back in and nothing worked. It was fantastic. Well, I think we'll jump in the chat first before we get stuck in and see who's in. So Gaz Baller's in. How you doing, Gaz? Gaz has just painted up my Gondor army for me, and it looks absolutely stunning. I can't wait to get it on camera, Gaz. I think it's probably one of the first armies that I film a Middle-earth battle report with, once I can get back in the studio. Yeah, it looks really cool. Thanks for that, buddy. We've got Highland Fayron in. Time to get hobbying. Cheers for the company. You are welcome. Thanks for joining us, mate. Thomas Sherlock is in. Can you see the chat, Angel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on. Well, I've got a YouTube thing open. That's fine.
YouTube. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. The legend that is Glenn Seymour is in. He says, "Good evening, Steve, and hello, Angel. I miss your face, mate. I miss your face." Yeah, Dan's telling me about the reverb. Aaron's in. How you doing, Aaron? Different Gear TV is in. All voices doubled up on that shot. Yeah, I think I know what it is, so I'll sort it out. Thank you for letting us know.
It could be me. I mean,
no,
I have no idea.
I know what it is because I've got this camera, my top-down camera. I always forget. I did have it turned off, but because I've unplugged everything and plugged it back in, the mic's on. So I know what it is. I know what it is. Yeah, Darren's just letting us know it's on the other cam. Reese is in. How's it going, Reese? Your models are looking cool, mate, in the Patreon chat. I was having a look at that today. Looks very, very good. Broken Legion Gamers is fine on this cam. Cool. Different Gear TV. It's gone quieter on this camera. I've turned it down. I'll turn it back up. And Mr. Macklin's in. How you doing, Tom? Great to see you, mate. Awesome. Right, I think what we'll do then, I'll flick to desk cam. So if you want to change your camera, Angel.
Oh.
I'll sort this reverb out. So that, my friends, if you could let me know in the chat, should sort the reverb out. The mic was on the camera and I've just turned it off. So I think we're going to get stuck in. Angel, what chapter are you going for on yours?
A rather obscure one, really. I decided to try and paint a Dusk Raider theme because I really liked the Death Guard for 30k, and before they were Death Guard, they were Dusk Raiders. So, and the color scheme's really nice and simple. So,
well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop a picture up now. It should be on screen for everyone to see. Of the colour scheme you're going for. So it's like a really dark grey, gold trim with spatterings of like a burgundy, dark, deep red. The red, I really like that red. It's like a nice rich red. That's what you're going for.
Trying to replicate that is going to be difficult, but I'm going to try.
I'm sure you'll smash it. And I'll get rid of that now. Yeah, get rid. What I'm going for is... I'm not going to put a picture up because everyone knows who they are. I should have put a picture up. No, it's Imperial Fists, obviously. It's the Yellow Marines. The worst colour to paint. I avoid painting yellow at all costs on most things. And if I do have to put yellow on something, I always try and make sure it's a very small amount. So even when I mess it up, you can't really see it. But I was going to stick to Space Wolves tonight. Space Wolves and Ultramarines is kind of my army, or my armies. And that's what I was going to paint because that's what I'm comfortable with. But this week there was some pretty bad news, really. So I don't know if have you heard of Chapter Master Valrak, the YouTuber, Angel?
Yeah, I have.
So he's pretty huge. He's a huge YouTuber. He only lives up the road from me, and he's a really sound guy. Apart from the fact that he supports Man City, he is a sound bloke.
Well, Man City are doing well at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah, we
so.
don't talk about that on Top Table. Chelsea beat him today, just saying. Yeah, he was in a serious accident this week, and he's laid up in hospital, and he's pretty poorly. He is on the mend, thankfully. I've spoke to him a couple of times. And kind of in his honour, and just to sort of bow down to the titan that is Chapter Master Valrak, I decided that I would paint an Imperial Fist, or have a go at painting, or, well, I'll ruin this model tonight, let's put it that way. I've already kind of started, because I didn't want to just spend the first hour of the stream painting yellow on a toy soldier. So I last night I got him out, I put him together, I base coated him in a kind of quite a bright red, and then went over with Avalon Sunset, so you can see there's kind of an orange tinge to the lower parts of the model already. So that's done a lot of the work for me, which is good. And I think I'm just going to jump straight on now. I'm not going to go on the highlights straight away. I'm going to jump on the other colours because they're the easy bits, and it will kind of make me look like I know what I'm doing by the time at the end of the stream. It'll hopefully look all right. So yeah, so Angel's going for Dusk Raiders. She started in dark grey, and you've done a slight zenithal. Was it, Angel?
Yeah, I don't know if you can kind of tell, but there is a bit of black there going on, so to try and get in the shade. But yeah, I don't know. I'm making it up as I go along, so we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see how it turns out.
It'll be fun. But we'll have a bit of fun with it anyway. I might not stick to the rules. I might end up painting a yellow Space Wolf. Who knows? We'll see what happens. So yeah, I'll jump. I mean, you get started, Angel. I'll jump in the chat. I'll catch up with the chat, and then I'll start painting, and then between us we can drop in and out of the chat and see how that goes. And I'll say again, welcome to anybody for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I wasn't sure if this was going to be the kind of thing that people wanted to see, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. We'll hang out. We'll talk about different game systems. We'll do a bit of painting. Some weeks it might not even be a game system. It might be a certain technique in painting. Angel, is that all right?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I think it's safe to say that you know your way around a paintbrush. You know what you're doing. I think
I've been doing okay so far.
Yeah, you're probably a better painter than me.
I doubt it.
No, I think you are. We'll get some of Angel's stuff up on the channel. She does. It's not all Games Workshop stuff. You bust your Guild Ball stuff is really nice. You painted my Corsairs. Corsairs look awesome.
Oh, they were hard to paint though.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself like really unhappy with them at one stage, and I had to start again.
Yeah,
that was hard.
I kind of know what you mean. It's a lot of the same stuff, and there's not a lot of detail on their models, the plastics.
Yeah, and like stuff that I was trying to do that looks cool on like fusts and stuff.
Yeah, it
didn't necessarily resonate as well on that kind of model, and I was a bit like, oh, okay, maybe I need to go back to basics.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's the only way it started to look somewhat okay.
Well, I think they look pretty cool, and they've not even been on the channel yet because I've just not.
Well, as long as you like them, that's the main thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them on the channel as well. I'm gonna get them on the channel. I might do Corsairs v Minister actually. That'd be quite a cool setup. So I'm getting some paint out. I'm gonna paint. I know I always end up not painting, but I'm gonna paint. Where were we up to on the chat? No reverb now. Perfect, says Different Gear TV. Awesome. The new look for your I Can You Can Cook channel is quite tasty, Steve. Thank you, man. Yes, I Can You Can Cook is another YouTube channel I do. Obviously, I'm just addicted to YouTube channels. That's our role. Yeah, I decided, Glyn, to give it a proper go. When I did the original videos, which was like nearly a year ago, I didn't really know what I was doing with lighting and cameras and the best angles and stuff. And I kind of done my research a little bit, and hopefully, yeah, it'll come out all right. But yeah, thank you, man. Dan says good choice. I'm assuming that's for your choice, Angel. Aaron says it's good. Been excited by this week's announcements. New edition of AOS came from nowhere. I kind of thought it was going to be Old World. I thought they were going to give us some info on Old World. I'm not mad into AOS. Absolutely love the models. The models for Age of Sigmar are amazing. But the game, I don't know. I think a lot of it's to do with not knowing anyone who plays it. It's probably why it's not grabbed hold of me. Have you ever touched on AOS, Angel?
No, well, I really liked it when it was fantasy.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I like the models. I'm not as interested in the game itself.
Yeah.
So the models appeal to me more than anything else. I mean, I had loads of lizardmen well, they're not called lizardmen anymore, are they? But yeah, I had loads of them when I first started.
Yeah.
And I think they appealed to me more than any of the 40k models ever did. And then I don't know, for some reason I decided to give Tau a go. And yeah. Well, they're fun. So until I faced some Eldar, and in which case then I was like, yeah, okay, it's not so fun anymore.
Yeah, I've never played AOS. Again, I've never played Old World, but I really like the aesthetic of it. I've got Mordheim. I bought Mordheim as an impulse buy when I was in a Games Workshop one time and getting Lord of the Rings stuff, but never actually played it. I just like the look of it, and I like the fact that it had them little cardboard houses that you could make, and they were in the box. So it looked really cool. So I'm looking forward to Old World coming back. I don't think I'd have to someone would literally have to sit me down with 2 armies for Age of Sigmar and like hold my hand all the way through it for me to even give it a go. I just can't see me going out and buying an army and painting it.
No, I tried to do that with Death Guard, and yeah, I haven't even completed the model really.
So you consider yourself more of a painter than a gamer?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've played like a total of 10 games, right, if any. So
would you still like if you were, for example, we not last year, the year before and the year before that, we had the top table weekend events. Would you ever consider entering one of the, like the bigger sides of it, like playing Lord of the Rings or 40k, or would you...
Oh, I'd love to learn Lord of the Rings, because that like, I mean, I had the little intro game with Knights of Rivendell, but I mean, I got smashed, but it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to learn how to play that, because I think Lord of the Rings appeals to me anyway.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings it's got that lore behind it already, like the books and the base behind it, and it just really helps that the game system itself is awesome. I think it's a real easy game to pick up and play. It's not easy to be good at, but as far as look, I've put a big black dot there. That's you getting me talking, Angel, as if this is a talking stream or something.
Isn't that what you usually do, though? You don't actually do any hobby. You just sit there talking.
Look at that. I'm going to leave it. I'll cover that up in a bit.
It'll be fine.
Is the problem. I don't know if I've done the right thing here, painting all the yellow first. Yeah. Oh well. You live and learn. Sorry, I was in a chat, wasn't I? Aaron says he's good, thanks. Been excited about. Oh yeah, I've read that one. It's good to hear you well. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm glad that it seemed to get quite a bit of positive feedback online from the AOS fans, not from everyone else who just wanted their new shinies. Jezzy's in. Hey Jezzy, says cool choices. Reese says 30k Space Wolves nice and Imperial Fist nice. She's not doing Space Wolves. Dusk Raiders, Reese. Dusk Raiders she's doing. Looking forward to seeing how you do these, Steve, as given I'm currently starting a Fist 30k force. Nice. Yeah, I kind of cheated and I watched a few tutorials, painting tutorials, but then me being me decided just to do it my own way. Thinking that I knew better, which will probably be proven very wrong very soon. I've had the heat running here and it's quite dry. My paintbrush doesn't feel right.
Oh, I'm boiling.
Boiling, mate, I'm boiling. Yeah. I think the good thing about these is because it's actually touted as a painting stream, I have to paint. if I get like the smallest excuse not to paint on a stream, I'll take it.
especially when booze is involved.
Yeah. I'm not the best at multitasking, and it is like a male pigeonhole, isn't it? Like, men can't multitask. I really cannot multitask. I can concentrate really well on one thing.
I'm no good at it either.
Yeah. Thomas Sherlock says, Steve, your volume is a couple of levels lower than Angel's. I think, is it back to normal now, or do you want me to whack it up? Where's my cursor? I'll put myself louder. Aaron says, come on, Steve, you're United are through to the European final, so you aren't doing all bad. No, do you know what? I'm really happy with how the season's gone for United. Really happy, because I was really upset the last couple of years. I wasn't never a fan of Mourinho, ever. Still not. I think he's a bit of a... I won't say it on stream, but yeah. And I think Ollie's doing a great job, considering, everyone's going on about his CV, and it don't mean anything. I think Ollie's success and Mourinho's lack of has proven that. Sorry if I keep going off shot. Please do shout at me in the chat if...
Yeah, I keep doing it as well, I've noticed, but...
It's really hard to stay on camera. That's why I don't do a lot of painting videos, because you'd actually laugh at the amount of painting videos, tutorials and stuff that I've filmed, and I've just sort of got in the zone and I've just started painting, and then I look up and I'm not even on the camera, and I've nearly finished the model, and none of it's filmed. It's just an hour of my desk. As you can tell, top class YouTuber.
I have an excuse. I'm a noob.
So I've got to say, I'm about 10 minutes into painting the rims of these shoulder pads black on yellow and really not enjoying myself. So I have to say, Chapter Master Valrak, you deserve a medal for painting armies of these dudes, man.
Oh no, I haven't even used this one yet.
What, new paint?
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Pardon?
Sorry.
Sorry if you're under 18, people. Sorry if you're under 18.
Oops.
Aaron also says, Steve, did you airbrush the base coats on the Marine? I did. I used my airbrush, yeah. I tend to do that on most models that I paint. If there's mainly a certain colour, I tend to get that down with the airbrush quite quick. It saves me a lot of time, because I batch paint quite a lot. So I paint in numbers. And it really does help. Really does help. Reese says, my bad, Dusk Raiders, you excited for any of the new GW releases? Do you know what? Like, there's loads of stuff that's been shown, the Warhammer Fest reveals, for things that I've got no interest in, but I really, really want them because they're just cool, and that's my problem. That is my problem. There was, I can't remember what they were called now. Someone in the chat will have to let me know. It was like a squad of like shock troops with a commander, and all the poses were just really, really cool. I think they were Cadian, I think. And the new Cadian plastics, I think, look all right. I like the fact there's so many heads to choose from. That's quite cool. The stuff today that was shown, I didn't watch the stream, but I seen all the images coming up on Facebook. There's new Stormcast Eternals. I've never been a fan of Stormcast Eternals. I just never thought.
All that gold.
Yeah, but the models themselves, I just didn't think they were ever really up to the GW standard. I don't know why. I suppose everyone's different, aren't they?
They remind me of the dwarven robot things in Skyrim.
Ah, maybe that's where they got their idea.
I don't know.
Bit of IP theft, you know. Okay, so that's that done. What colour would you do his belt? Black? I think black on the
Or like a dark brown. I don't know.
The correct answer there was black, because I've got black out.
Sorry.
Come on. Where are we? It's Reese, wasn't it? Jess says, I'm still away working, so no paints or minis here, but I've got my copy of Stargrave, so I'm working out my crew. Nice. That's the, if anyone doesn't know, that's the new version of the game Frostgrave, which they've released, which is obviously set in the future rather than like a fantasy setting. I loved Frostgrave. I thought it was a great little game. Really, really liked it. It kind of just ran away from me a bit, in the sense that when it first came out, I was all over it, and then I went away for it for about 6 months, and I think when I decided to try and come back to it, there was a couple of new releases, new books and stuff, and I just lost my way with it. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Aaron says, yeah, I agree, Steve. I love to play OS, but there's not many in my gaming group or local area that play it. See, I'm the opposite. There's loads in Stockport. Element Games has got a pretty big Age of Sigmar community, and some of the, from what I gather anyway, not only has it got a big community, some of the best players are from here who are really into it and rank pretty highly. I know Byron of Artis Opus and Element Games is a very good player. So I've got no excuses really to not have it on the channel. Maybe I will. Who knows? Convince me if there's any AOS fans who think that I'm talking absolute nonsense. Convince me otherwise. You know, you've not stuck his head on, have you?
No.
See, I've stuck my head on, and now I've got to get in with black.
That's why I left the head off,
to get that
so I can do all the detail that I want to do. But I don't know if I'm even going to do anything now. Maybe I will. I don't know.
I've got to get the little black ribbed bit around his neck. I'm glad the camera's on the model and not on me, because I think I was pulling funny faces then when I was trying to get in. That's the other thing about painting on stream. Sometimes you like look up and because YouTube's like 20 seconds behind, you see yourself like pulling the weirdest faces. It's very odd. I'm just used to it now. I just own it.
Oh no.
So what's everyone working on tonight? Do let us know in the chat. Let us know what you're working on. It doesn't have to be 40k. It's just the subject that we're using. We don't want to alienate anybody. I know Dan is working on 40k. He's painting the fancy new... is he a lieutenant or is he a sergeant, Dan? I forget. Is it Ventress? I have got him, actually. He's on my shelf up there. That's another thing that I do. Whenever a new Space Marine model comes out, I just have this thing where I have to buy it. And then put it on my shelf, and it stays there for years, not touched. Got another giveaway coming on the channel as well soon. The second extra boxed copy of Cursed City to give away. I'll be announcing that possibly by the end of the weekend, but at least by Tuesday.
That'd be exciting.
Still plugging away at those minis.
There's some nice looking minis in there as well.
No, they're awesome. I don't think there's a bad miniature in that box. I really don't. Even the ones that are my least favourite are still like really good minis. Man, I'm gonna have a nervous breakdown trying to get this paintbrush in certain areas there without touching yellow. Nightmare.
I did say to you were brave doing it.
I know. My problem is I don't think about stuff, so I think, oh, that'd be a good idea. That'd be a nice idea, you know. My mate's in hospital there, you know, do this little nod to him. And I tell everyone I'm doing it, and then think, oh, sugar, shouldn't have done that.
It did make me want to do white scars when, and then I thought, no, I'm not going to be that brave.
I tell you what, though, just that bit of black makes all the difference to the model. It looks pretty cool.
It looks nice.
Yeah, it is looking quite like that. I need to get a reference image up so I know where else is black.
Let's just stick a fan on in a minute.
You get a bit warm.
Yeah, just a bit.
Where are we? Aaron also says, I considered AOS as another game system to start, but I'm not swaying towards bot action on my... but I'm not swaying towards Bolt Action or Marvel Crisis Protocol. Bolt Action is a game that I've always kind of had an eye on, just because it's, me as a kid growing up, like, we didn't have all the action figures and stuff that people have now. It was like Action Men and toy soldiers. We had I had Star Wars figures, but it's like toy soldiers. So World War II and World War II movies were like 10 a penny. So that was what I grew up on. So Bolt Action's kind of always grabbed my attention. I quite like it. It looks cool. And I think I can safely say I probably will try it out one day.
It was all about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for me.
Yeah, that was yeah. They were kind. They were. I mean, yeah. It was that was like my later teens, I think, when they come out. I was definitely in secondary school.
Showing your age there.
Shh, don't tell anyone. Glyn says, if I recall, Angel, you won that game against Sean.
I think that was my last game of the day, if I'm not mistaken. And it was like by 1 point. It was pretty close, to be honest, because I thought I was done for anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it was just because I had one dude alive that made all the difference. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
But
too long ago that these events. We need more events soon. You go to Salute, are you?
Yeah.
Is
definitely.
That November?
I can't even remember now. I thought it was September. Or was it November now? I have to look it up. Because let me Google it.
What colour does anybody know? Imperial Fit. Oh, green. It's green eyes. Green eyes. Oh, green lenses, should I say? Let me think. What's the best way to do that then?
Oh, 13th of November.
November. See, my memory's better than yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I may try and get to that myself. I've never been to a Salute.
It's well worth it.
And I think Tommy's planning on going because he judges a lot of the painting competitions.
He judged mine when I entered it in, so and that was nice because I got some feedback from him as well when I was there.
Yeah, he's awesome, Tommy. He's a good guy. So I might, if I do, I might say to him, "Do you want to be travel buddies?"
Salute friends.
Yeah. Friends.
Sorry.
Where are we? Reese says the new vampires at AOS look awesome. Though not an AOS player, but some of the models I really want to paint. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm definitely going to be picking some up, and I don't play the game, but the models are just too nice not to paint. I'm sure we'll probably feature a few, which we are doing already from the. What are they called? What are they called? All the guys in the red armor. I can't remember what they're called. Someone will let us know in the chat. Glenn says, well, apart from making a Lambriani, I have actually done quite a bit of hobby, just lack the effort to take pics. AMA, King of the Dead set, Ranger Lords, Gondor Heroes, and Blood Bowl. That's awesome to hear, Glenn. Awesome to hear. And yes, you are a busy cook. You're like me. You've got the two same hobbies as me, Glenn. So in my book, you're doing all right. Do you know what I always get confused on Space Marines? When I'm painting the guns, which bits are black and which bits are silver.
Yeah, but then the wash is really helpful. Washes are really helpful for that, I think. It's just...
Which is the casing, though? Which is...
Oh, I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Which is the casing and which is like metal?
It's all fiction to me anyway. So.
Yeah.
I just, if it doesn't look right, then I'll just paint over it. Or find a picture for reference.
Yeah, the internet's full of pictures. The problem with these guys, I've looked at about 4 pictures now, and every one of them's different. And you just know it's like the drilling your barrel thing. You know, like people go on about drilling the hole in the barrel of the gun.
Oh, I did that. Well, it's currently still on the drill bit.
I can tell you now, I cannot be arsed. That's the long and short of it. Oh, you've not drilled your barrels? No, because I've got better things to do. It doesn't look realistic. It's not. You've not drilled your barrel. It's a toy soldier, mate. Chill out. Calm down.
It's probably the best response ever to a soldier. What do you want?
It's not real. That bit's going to be black, isn't it? Yeah, I'm really happy with putting the black on already. It looks awesome. Better than I thought it was. I'm going to paint the handle to the rifle black as well.
Whew.
I will jump back in the chat, guys. Keep the comments coming because I'm not ignoring you. I just want to get this black bit done on it. When I start doing a bit, then I've got to concentrate because it's black and it's a yellow mini and stuff like that happens. I don't know, I'm happy with that, Angel.
I like that.
It's looking good. Yeah, boy. Oh, his belt flipping it. Oh, I might do his belt brown, like you said. Do his belt on all his pouches brown, and then it. It's just it's a bit different, then, isn't it? Having it all being black could be a bit boring. I'll do a bit of it brown, see how it looks. See if I like it.
You can always go over it if you don't like it.
True that.
Oh, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I just, paint's gone everywhere.
Oh, no. I hope you're going to take a picture of it and post it on Facebook.
Oh, I suppose it's obligatory, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to take a picture. Spilt pot. What colour did you spill?
Oh no, it's only one of the golds. Look, you can sort of see the mess.
Oh, it's the Vallejo.
It's minimal.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Right, I'm going to go off my earphones for literally 2 seconds and grab Avalon Sunset. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. Oh man. So much for the nail polish.
Right, I'm back in business. I can sort that mess out now that you made me do, Angel.
Oh yeah, it's my fault.
100%. Right, let's have a look. In the chat. Guys, Susanny said, what's up all? Currently working on Mouth of Sauron. There is a chance that I can start on some Hobbits tonight. Good man. I'll repeat what I said before. There is a work in progress thread on Facebook in the Top Table Community Facebook group. I'm going to get it up now and see if anyone's posted anything. If you're not, you're all very naughty. Get your pictures in there. Just take pictures and get them in there. Let's have a look. I can't find my own thread now. There we go. Hey! Got some pictures in there. Awesome.
Oh.
Gaz Baller. Love that model, Gaz. Thomas Sherlock. We've got some Fallout minis. That's cool. I will get these pictures up in a bit. Justin Miller. Glue Spike Gits for Warcry. They're cool models. And there's just been some new Orcs announced. New box set for Orcs. Am I remembering that correctly? Like Orc Riders or something. Don't know if you've seen them, Angel.
No.
Angel's.
I'm so out of it, honestly. I'm awful.
Yeah, she's been in bed. She was on the gin last night. She's been in bed all day. Let me zoom out a little bit. So you can get more of it. There we go. Fixed, man. Fixed it. Try and feather that in.
Don't know if that metallic's looking all right.
Oh, it's looking fresh. It's looking fresh, my guy. I've even got, it's not yellow, but I've even got, I thought I'd wear my yellow t-shirt to match. You know what I mean? I went all out.
We're wearing the opposite though. You see, you've got the black logo, the orange shirt.
Yeah, that one. To be fair, now you've made. Yeah, that one would have looked better. Oh no, because I've got black logo. Yeah, it is. It is. We don't mess about. Very professional. Very professional. Aaron says that he agrees with Reese. I'm more interested in painting AOS models than playing the game or using the vamps in a different kind of game. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the double turn mechanic in AOS, Aaron. So I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, no, I don't even know.
Yeah, I have to agree. I've watched a few gaming reports on here, and that aspect confused me. Darren Gibbons, Gaunt Ghosts, says Jez also. I'm assuming they are...
That's the red things you were asking about, maybe.
No, because the vampire...
I don't know. I don't know.
I've obviously asked a question. I do apologise.
Yeah, you did.
Can't remember. Yeah. Glyn says, no Battlefleet Gothic. No, a lot of people were hoping for that. And Aaron says, yes, Steve, I love the new Gaunt Ghost model. It must be Gaunt Ghosts. I love them out of all this week's releases. Oh, no. Was that something, Gaunt Ghost, that I was talking about that's been released? What did I say had been released?
Maybe you were asking what people's favourites were.
Maybe.
I don't know. I can't even remember, to be honest.
Yeah. Aaron also says, yeah, I wish I lived up near Element Games. It seems there's a great gaming hub in that area of the country. Yeah, we're very, very lucky. We're very lucky. Element Games...
I might move up that way, you know.
Element Games is in Stockport, which is unfortunate, but it's next door to Manchester, so it's not too bad. But yeah, we are very lucky. Very lucky. I think outside probably of Nottingham, I'd say is the biggest concentrated group of gamers and hobbyists. I think it's very, very popular in Manchester.
That's where all the cool kids are. That's why.
Where all the cool kids are. Highland Pharaon says, Steve, how come you're not using your magnifying glasses? I'm always looking for good magnification when the eyes get older. I'll be honest with you, I want them because I can't see for shit.
You said a bad word.
I did. Do you know what I was just about to say? But I can't find them. And then I looked on my left.
And they're right there.
They're there. And the other reason that I'm not wearing them, but actually maybe I don't mind now because I'm going to be small on screen. But here's the other reason why I'm not wearing them. Because I look like this. That's why. I've got them on now. I've got them clean. Give them a clean. Now I'll be able to see what I'm doing. Thanks for reminding me, man. Dan says, Captain Uriel Ventres. I literally just finished him, actually. I just need to sort out his base. Get some pictures up, man. Dan's an awesome painter. And he's very proficient. He's very quick. Paints very well, very quick. It's really annoying.
I like his painting.
So annoying. Thomas Sherlock, working on some Fallout Wasteland minis. Just seen them. They look awesome. Aaron says to Glyn, love a lamb biryani. I think everyone loves a lamb biryani. Jess says, to be honest, Stargrave is an excuse to make and paint sci-fi minis in terrain, but with loads of kit bashing from various other mini companies. That was one of the things that I really liked about Frostgrave. What's the company called? Starpoint or something? North Star Minis, that was it. They distributed the official minis for the game, but you could use whatever you wanted. It even said in the rule book, use whatever you've got that fits the profile kind of thing. And it was great for that. Really good. That was when I kind of learned how many third-party mini manufacturers there are out there and found some like really awesome ones. I've actually got a box of 6 barbarians.
Oh! Sorry, it's I've been watching scary movies lately, and so things moving.
That's terrible.
I'm gonna fix it. I blame Jeff. It's Jeff's fault.
I tell you, terrible. But yeah, I've got this box of 6. I can't remember where I got them from. It was from somewhere. I think it was. I've got a feeling it was a company in Norway. But yeah, 6 barbarian minis, and I got them for Frostgrave, but never ended up painting them. But they're like really, really good. Slightly bigger scale to what I'm used to, which I quite liked. But I've got barbarian miniatures are just awesome. Just love them. Furry underpants, big swords. There's nothing not to like. It's how I would knock about on a Saturday night if I had the body for it.
I knew you'd say something like that.
I would have no problem getting about with furry undies and a sword.
Not gonna lie, it does sound like a good night out.
It was. Where are we? Double turn, done that. Yep, done that. Oh yeah, it was Dan, wasn't it? Thomas Sherlock working on some Fallout Wasteland minis. Oh yeah, Lambert done that. Reese is painting Gandalf the Grey and built some Death Corps of Craig Guardsmen. Yeah, they're cool as well. They're really cool. Which Gandalf are you painting, Reese? And have you not got a Gandalf painted? I thought you would have done. Dan says, yellow is all right, Steve. Easier than black. I disagree. I don't mind painting black. I don't mind painting it at all.
Yeah, but if it's your base color, like that's actually, I kind of agree with that, because I am avoided doing, what are they called? Is it Raven Guard? Because they're all black.
Yeah.
And you've got to do grey highlights, but you've got to do it like so subtle.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's basically as bad as doing white and yellow.
Well, I suppose with 40k, the highlight to go on black is going to be grey, isn't it? Because it is that kind of, that's the GW style. Whenever I've painted black in the past, it's been like cloth, it's been robes for Lord of the Rings. So you've got away with adding like an ochre colour to your black for the highlight.
Oh, fair.
And it just looks really nice, but I don't think you get away with that in Space Marines. It would end up looking odd.
You could probably do like a bluey grey, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah. I've got, it's funny enough to talk about black, because I've got, these are half of them. I bought, excuse me, I just got a ton of Vallejo greys, all the different greys. It's the one thing I really like about Vallejo. Like, there's so many different shades to most of the colours. And they go on really nice and matte as well.
That's why I like scale 75.
Yeah, I've got some scale 75. Never really used them. I think I got scared off them by chat on the internet.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, like people saying like they're really thick. You've got to thin them down loads to use them well and stuff like that. And I kind of just kind of avoided them. That's the only. I've never really used them.
I love them.
Do you?
Yeah, it's the only ones I use now.
Are they quite thick or?
They can be, but I mean, I always thin my paints down anyway. The only things I don't really thin down as metallics because it makes the pigment go funny.
Yeah.
But I really like using them, but I especially like them because of how matte they are.
Yeah.
Whereas I find some of the GW colours have a slight satin finish to them, and when you've got some that are and some that aren't, and you're using them on the same model, it looks weird.
Yeah.
So, well, to me anyway.
Yeah, because I've got some of the scale colour metallics. I quite like those. I invested in those because people told me that they were very pigment heavy, and I think it was Dan who said they had a lot more of the metallic flakes in, and the finer, there's finer flakes and the more metallic, there's more of them in there in the paint. So I've got that. I'm really happy with the metallics from that, but I think my favourites are these, the Pro Acryl metallics. I've just not found metallics like them before, ever. They go on so smooth. Straight out of the pot, they're great, but I'm like you, it's habit to thin everything down, and when you thin them down, they don't separate. Just really nice, really nice.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, I love those. So I think they'll probably be my go-tos. These, I've still got loads of GW metallics. I think the thing about the GW, the Citadel stuff, is you kind of know the colours off by heart. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could look at a miniature and you'd say, that's,
you can.
That's Retributor armor, or whatever. That's dried bark. Whereas, because especially Vallejo, there's so many different. I mean, just looking at how many greys I've got here now. Dark sea green. It's not green. It's grey, by the way. Pale grey. Blue pale grey. Green pale grey. Black. What else have I got here? They're silvers. What's that one? Blue grey pale. What the difference between that and grey blue pale is, I don't know. I'll jump back in. Glyn says, Aaron, it was worth the 6-hour effort. Is that for the biryani? Yeah. I love cooking. I don't care how long it takes. I'm baking a cake tomorrow. The kids wanted me to bake it tonight, but we didn't have any cream, so I couldn't bother going out, so I said we'll do it tomorrow. So we're doing one of those. My youngest, she kind of likes cooking things, but she likes looking at pictures of food, cakes especially, like sweet stuff. on her iPad, she'll save all these pictures. Just go, Daddy, can you do this? Daddy, can you do that? And she's found, like the fad at the minute. Everyone's going for these drip cakes, aren't they? Like the top.
Oh yeah.
They've got like 3 or 4 layers, and then the icing drips down. She's obsessed with one with a unicorn on the top, so that's what we're going to tackle tomorrow.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I want to do things like that.
You've not seen it yet. I'm like, yeah, love, yeah, we'll do it. It might not look like a unicorn. It might not have any drips on it. It might be splashes or splodges.
You have to post regardless of what it looks like.
Yeah. I'll post it. Yeah. So I'm going to do some proper buttercream and butter icing.
Oh, I love buttercream icing. It's my favourite. Oh, I did it again.
Are you just knocking things over? Put them out of the way. The thing is, you guys can't see it, but I do know that literally in front of her, the area where she's painting, there is a paint rack where she could put these paints and they'd be fine.
Yeah. In theory.
Where are we? Excuse me, I've lost where I am. Let me find where I am. Far Western Minis, Biryani. Done that one. Oh yeah, Stu and I are on Bar Action now. Steve, get on it. Well, do you know what, Dan? I will. If you guys are on it, I will. Just yeah. I'll get some minis. And I'll paint some up. Aaron says, yes, Angel, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was my favourite growing up.
They're the best. And Street Sharks. Street Sharks were the shizners.
Because they weren't called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They didn't have the word ninja. It was something else, wasn't it, originally? Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, that was it. Originally, it was Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. Because they didn't want to call them ninjas for some reason, because it linked to violence. Even though you've got turtles beating people up with sticks and that.
The heroes.
You remember Biker Mice from Mars? I remember that.
Oh, they were the best.
Yeah, Biker Mice from Mars. Glenn says, one guy alive. The difference between your Rivendell Force not being broken. Oh, that was the game that you had with Sean, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which Sean was it? Was it Geordie Sean?
No.
Which Sean?
I only knew of one Sean. I didn't know there was another.
Is he young, old?
I think he's young.
Longish hair?
No.
Sean.
Longish hair?
Yeah, like Geordie's got like longish, wavy hair. Like I don't know.
No, Ruth Sean.
Try to think which Sean. Can't remember.
Ruth Sean.
Who?
Ruth Sean.
Oh, Sean.
Yeah. Oh, Sean.
Yeah, you got me confused. Ruth Sean, right? Yes, the nicest man in hobby. I like to call him.
That's lovely.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Love him.
And so is she. So.
Yeah, I love those two. They're awesome. They've been very supportive of the channel from the beginning, as have you, Angel. A lot of time for the OGs. Aaron says, do you guys think we'll get a new edition of MESBG in the coming years, given 40k last summer and AOS this summer? When you say new version, do you mean like an update to the rules? I highly... no, not for a while. The rule set is still quite fresh. With the new supplements coming out, they're making the subtle changes here and there that they need to. I still think Middle-earth SBG is in a place that there is no meta for it yet, which is, I think, compliment to the rules writers. It's very well balanced. There's no armies that have come out on top where it's kind of like auto win, or there's no armies that all the top players are playing. It keeps changing, and then a lot of stuff's come out during lockdown as well. So a lot of stuff's been untested, So I think the rules are in a good place. I think they're fine how they are, and I can't see any major changes happening to them, to be honest, anytime soon. Dan says there's a special place in Hell Reserve for people who don't drill their barrels, Steve. I'm a non-driller, mate. I'm a non-driller. I don't mind a blunt instrument. It's all right. Look at that. I'm gonna freak Dan out now with this non-drilled barrel. Look, Dan. Look, I have nightmares about that, fella. If it makes you feel better, I'll put a black dot. I'll paint a black dot there because it's exactly the same. Glenn says, two same hobbies as Steve. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Classic British for dessert tomorrow. Trifle? Are you going to trifle? I'm guessing you're saying classic British. I didn't feel cliche and want to paint your marine, bloody or dark angel.
Yeah, so I specifically avoided them.
Yep.
Because I thought, oh, how cliche would it be?
Oh, right.
Angel going for dark angels or blood angels. So I was like, and to be fair, I did dark angels and blood angels when I did 2 Space Hulk box sets for somebody as a commission.
Yeah.
And that yeah, I've had my fill. So yeah, I wanted to try something different that I haven't done before. So
yeah. Well, that's the point. That's the point of these. It's going to be a lot of one-offs, isn't it?
Yeah.
These streams, which is quite. I think one of the reasons why I think it's a really good idea, and B, I've been looking forward to it. I'm going to be painting stuff that it's like the vampire stuff. I really like the look of it. The cool models. I really want to paint them, but in reality, I'd buy them. I'd put the box on the shelf and never touch it again. Whereas doing this stream gives me a really good excuse to actually paint them. So, yeah.
The thing is the reason I've been looking forward to this is it's giving me an excuse to get back into hobby. Because I'll be honest, I haven't fucking touched it in ages.
Yeah, you've been a bit lazy, haven't you, Angel?
Yeah, massively. So
there's no need for it.
So I need to just up my game and do a bit more. So I think this is the best sort of way to do so.
Well,
I can try different stuff out.
You know, obviously, you know, I've got a YouTube channel about gaming. I really love gaming. I like playing games. But for me, the hobby side is the most fulfilling. It relaxes me. Doing this relaxes me. I just really enjoy painting models. And I really like talking to people about painting and learning different techniques and stuff like that. Which is why I quite miss the stuff like catching up with Tommy since lockdown's kicked off. Because that guy is just a vat of knowledge. And I'm looking forward to being able to chew his ear off about different things. But then it's really frustrating when you watch the guy paint.
He's so good.
And he says, yeah, just do this. And I'm like, don't just do that. What you've done is inhuman. But yeah, he's very talented. Awesome guy as well.
He's very inspiring as well.
He's very, yeah, inspiring is a good word. He's got a good way of enthusing you and putting you at ease for things that you were worried about and simplifying things, I think is what I'm trying to say. Simplifying things and making you realise that actually you can do it. He's taught me loads over the years. Might get him on. I know he said he'd be interested in jumping on a live stream at one point.
That'd be good.
I'll do another painting competition with him. The ones that we did a few years back were awesome. That was when you painted that miniature that you've still not finished, Angel.
Okay, don't judge me.
You know what I mean? Just say it.
It's just, yeah, I think I sort of rushed him because I got to a point where I was just like, oh, I really need to finish this, and I sort of rushed it finish, and it's not, and I'm not happy with it, so I kind of need to start some bits again. But it came out all right.
Yeah, I think it looked good. Really cool miniature. I've not seen it before.
Yeah, I got that when I was at where did we go? It was a event in Folkestone. Euro Miniature Expo.
Oh yeah, I think I remember you saying that. Yeah.
I can't remember who the guys were that I bought it from, but they were the stand that was next to the Broken Toad stand. I think it was Mr. Lee's Minis.
Okay.
Maybe. But they had loads of like fantasy type busts, and like it was fantastic. And they also had some like Civil War and World War One miniatures there as well, which I thought was quite cool.
Yeah.
And I thought I'll give it a go and try something different, because I've got like a freaking collection of busts that are unpainted.
Yeah.
So, and are on the to-do list eventually.
You're only kidding yourself, Angel. You're only kidding yourself.
They're there. They'll get done eventually.
Yeah, I'd not seen the miniature before. I really liked it when I seen it. I thought you did a belting.
A nice scale as well.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot larger. Do you know what scale it is?
75 mil, I think. I think.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. I don't know. But that's in my head for some reason. So
yeah,
must be.
I think I'll reach out to Tommy, and ask him if he wants to do something similar again. Because thinking about it, there's a lot of people who I first started talking to through that, like Gazballer. He painted like 1 million Aragorns. Filippo, who actually won it. Remember Filippo Simeone, who does this awesome stipple technique that is just like unbelievably good.
Beautiful that was.
He did that Galadriel. I've never seen anyone paint a Galadriel like it. Yeah, quite a few people entered that competition who I still speak to regularly now, and like class as good pals. So yeah, it was nice. Because I think that's the thing, like a lot of gaming groups I find are very, and there's nothing wrong with it, but they're very gaming heavy. The hobby side of it feels like it always comes secondary, which is fine. But I kind of like to think that Top Table's a nice split of the two.
Yeah.
That's what I like to think anyway. What are we thinking? What are you thinking, people? Can you see the brown? It's quite a dark brown I've gone dry bark. Does that look alright?
That looks alright.
I think when it's washed and stuff.
I tend to stay away from using washers nowadays. I try and instead I'll try and like do a watery version of the paint and use it like a glaze instead.
Yeah. I do. I go backwards and forwards with it. I think there's definitely a place for washes in my my armory for sure. Oh yeah, that looks all right. But yeah, I know what you mean. I went through a phase where I was just mixing all my colours, all my shades and everything. I think I posted it in the group when I was doing AMS Face.
Oh, that was really nice.
And I didn't use any shades. I just used the primary colours and mixed my own thing. I was really happy with it. The problem with it, not that it's a problem really, but the thing with it just takes a lot of time. When you're trying to get things done fairly quick, you just can't really do that. Unless your name's Dan Collister and you just paint like a crazy person. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to go battle damaged as well on this guy.
I think that'll look quite nice.
If for no other reason that I can hide my mistakes behind it.
I think it'll look good on yellow.
Yeah, I agree.
If I'm done with that.
Let's have a look. Where are we up to? I'm just gonna do this, and then I'm gonna jump in the chat for 5 minutes and have a drink because I think I deserve it. Okay, let's have a look. Nathan T says, just want to drop in and say sorry about not being here tonight. Line of Duty has me by the balls. Enjoy it, mate. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, I finished watching. Did you watch Line of Duty, Angel?
No.
Oh, it's cracking. Did you watch any? Have you watched any of them?
Yeah, I think I've watched to like the third or fourth season. I think.
Oh, you still got some to watch. I'm jealous.
I am way behind. Yeah.
I'm jealous. Yeah, it's good. The finale wasn't what I wanted, but it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't what I would have liked to have seen. But yeah,
I saw a lot of people saying that online.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people exaggerated and said it was like, nearly as bad as Game of Thrones, which is just ridiculous. But yeah, it was all right. Green Trees in. How you doing, Green Trees? Says hello all. Hope everyone is okay and well. Hope you're well, mate. Glenn says, I remember when I was going to move over to Manchester until life and a global pandemic repeatedly hit everyone in the nads and continues to do so. Yeah, tell me about it. Doug Crab is in. How you doing, mate? He's posted a saxophone emoji and a kitten emoji. I don't know what that means, but welcome, buddy. Jeffrey Van Bram Morris. Oh, hello there, you beautiful people. How is everyone? I'm very well. How are you, Jeffrey? Dan says, can't post him, sadly, Steve. It's Sophie, so I can't show him till she's received him, but I will when able. Fair enough, fair enough. Vallejo Dark Slate Grey is my vibe. Love that colour. Yeah, I like all the greys. I love all the greys. Scale 75, all. I wouldn't use anyone else's metallics. Highly recommend the Pro Acryl, mate. Give them a try. I'm not saying replace the ones that you really, really like, but they might complement them quite well. I really like them. I'd say this is probably the one I use most. It just says silver, and it's what I highlight every kind of silvery metallic. The final highlight is always this because it's the brightest silver I've found, other than have I got it here? Vallejo aluminium, but they're quite similar. Don't know if you can see that on that little camera. They're very similar, but they're awesome for highlights. Reese says, I'm painting the Gandalf the Grey on foot from the box set with him on cart, and I do have a Gandalf the White painted, but not Gandalf the Grey. Ah, right, okay. Jeffrey says, but unicorns are best, and everyone knows that. Is he lying to himself? Unicorns are pretty cool unicorns. The Traitor Guardsman, greetings all, he says, welcome, buddy. Glad to see you. And Jeffrey's saying, good job, Angel. What about mine, Jeffrey? Come on. Share the love, man. Jess says, Gravity A, mankind's oldest curse. Yeah, Angel doesn't seem to get on with gravity very well. She doesn't,
I don't get on with anything very well at the minute.
Aaron says, I never really watched Street Shark. Biker Mice from Mars was my next favourite. I had all the toys and all the VHS tapes as well. Yeah, my nephew had all the toys for Biker Mice from Mars. I remember buying him, every present I'd get him for birthday or Christmas was Biker Mice related, and I'd buy them just so that I'd be there when he opened them and I could play with them as well. Glenn says, Ruth and Sean say, yeah, I get it now, Glenn, I get it. Jeffrey says, MESBG also doesn't need a new edition for now. I feel like it's still well balanced yet. Agree. Not trifle, but custard will be served over it. What is it, like an apple pie or something then? What do you reckon, Angel? What are you guessing Glenn's? He said it's a traditional British. It's not trifle, but you have custard over it.
Custard?
Be an apple pie. I wouldn't have said that was like British.
Traditional?
I'd have said that's more American, like apple pie, but maybe that's because of the films.
I thought bread pudding was like a traditional English thing.
That's a shout, yeah, bread pudding.
I've never had it before, so.
No, it's got raisins in it, hasn't it?
Oh, I don't like raisins.
No, it's not for me, that. It's not for me. Reese says, can see them doing War of the Ring, but not a new rule book for SBG. I think War of the Ring has more of a chance of being re-released in the current climate of the hobby than ever before, just because it's doing so well and growing, and it seems to be crying out for a mass battle version, which I won't be adverse to, because hopefully it would make miniatures a little bit cheaper if you're buying them in bigger amounts. Aaron says, I'd love to see a new box set released from MESBG with a new rule book with all the FAQ and errata included. A new army book with Lord of the Rings, Hobbit combined rather than separate books. New starter sets are definitely something that I wouldn't write off at all. I think we're due one. I think we'll get one for the Hobbit stuff being revisited. Maybe Battle of the Five Armies or something like that. I don't think the rule book's going to change. I don't think I just don't. I just can't see it. I would love that as well, with all the updates in it. Because I'm terrible for keeping up to date on FAQs. I've been at that many events where someone's had to correct me because I've gone, could be something like, I don't know, I might be using a Nature's Wrath and think it's got an 18-inch range and kills everything on the table, but then they go, no. I'm like, oh, damn it, I built my army around that. But yeah, I just can't see it. Jeffrey says, the one sentence everyone says, I'll finish it eventually. Yeah. I think the most common thing that I say, that even when I'm saying it, there's a little voice in the back of my head saying, stop telling lies, is I'll get it to tabletop standard, and then I can come back to it at another point, and I just know I'm never ever going to come back to it. I'm just going to leave it.
I don't have an in-between. I just can't stop. Or I stop because I'm scared I'm going to mess it up, and then I don't touch it ever again.
Yeah. I kind of, these people who, like, my tabletop standard to me is a base colour, a wash, and a highlight. That's my tabletop. One highlight, that's my tabletop standard. And then for me, for it then to be the next standards, whatever that may be, display standard, competition standard, it's just more highlights. That's how I see it. Like, I don't paint any differently.
I think, that, and also like the technical side of things, so like making things that are meant to look like leather, and stuff like that.
Textures, yeah. See, I'm not a proficient enough painter for that to even be in my sights for it to be a thing. So yeah. Where are we up to? Glenn says, no SBG isn't like 40k ROS. Who will get new rulebooks every 3 years? Yeah, I agree. I think it's a different animal altogether. And I know there's a lot of complaints in the 40k with the updates and things like that. And I can see both sides of it. Aaron says, yeah, we don't want it to end up like 40k, but eventually I'd like to see new books or maybe even an app like the other systems have been treated to. Yeah, but the Middle Earth SBG community is quite a large community now. It's larger than it's ever been, but it's still not even a patch on the 40k and AOS communities. So I'm not sure if it's worth them as a company to invest in something like that for our system. Who knows? Hopefully, maybe. Aaron says, I actually use contrast paints as a wash now more than the normal shades washes. Yeah, contrast paints are quite cool. I quite like them as glazes and stuff like that, like toning things. Tony Stratton says, use the washes. Use the washes, people. Pots of magic they are. Glyn says, I'm getting to a point where I'm becoming more interested in the hobby aspect, especially terrain and basing, lore, aesthetic, over just gaming, or just a chat about cooking, baking. Yeah, I'm the same, mate. I'm the same. Tony Stratton says the Line of Duty finale was poo. Yeah, it wasn't what I wanted it to be, like I said, but it wasn't terrible. I just think there's people probably watching who have not seen it, so I don't want to give anything away. So I don't know how to word what it is that I want to say. So I won't.
Was it predictable?
No, it wasn't really.
Okay.
It could have been. I mean, there probably was a few people who predicted H was. But only because, it's going to be that practice of elimination where you just say names till you get the right one. But, yeah, I just kind of expected something a little bit bigger than what it ended up being. But it was still good. I think as a whole, the series was class. I'd recommend it to anyone. Aaron says to Glyn, I'd love to expand my horizons with things like terrain, etc. My issue is space. I don't have much available space to store big things in. Yeah, space is an issue. You do need quite a bit of space for terrain. The The only thing you could do is if you've got like a local hobby club, like gaming club, where you maybe go once a week. We used to have one here, Altrincham Gaming Club, and I used to make before Man Cave was like Nerdsville. It was a gym, believe it or not. And I didn't really have space for a lot of terrain, so a lot of the terrain that I used to build, I'd just take to the club and leave it there because I enjoyed making it. It wasn't even a thing about like, oh, that's mine. I don't want anyone to break it. I just enjoyed the process of making terrain, so I used to just take it there in a box and leave it at the gaming club and just let people use it. Glyn then replies to Aaron saying, I'm looking to make my own chamber of Marsball, Dwaradelf. That'd be cool. Aaron says, yes, I'd love to do Khazad terrain. Yeah, Dwarven terrain's really cool. I think it's probably one of the safest bets to get into early in building terrain as well, because it's a lot of straight edges and straight cuts and things like that. So yeah. Darren Gibbons says, I've really got to get into using Dark Star metallics. I've not heard
they look quite good.
I've not seen those.
Yeah.
I've not seen those.
I saw them at Euro Mini Expo and they looked quite good.
Did they?
And their miniatures are amazing as well. I've got quite a lot of their miniatures, unpainted, of course. But yeah, they looked really good. Very high in pigment they looked as well. So
yeah, I'll have to have a look at those. Glyn says apple crumble. I was nearly there with apple pie. Apple crumble, yeah, that's British, I suppose. Hairy Biker's recipe, custard stroke ice cream. I really like the Hairy Bikers. They eat the kind of food that I like to eat. And I could imagine just sitting in a pub and talking about food with them. But I'll tell you what they've got. They've got 3 books. They've probably got more out, but I only bought the first 3 of. They were titled The Hairy Dieters instead, because they both got to a point where, because they were doing the show that they were doing and cooking all the time and eating, they started to get overweight. So they decided to lose weight, and they released these books. Like I said, it's probably more than 3 now, but I've got the first 3. And they try and make healthy food less boring. And I think they've done a really good job. They're really good books. I'd recommend them to anyone. They've got like fakeaways in there as well. So they show you how to make like healthy doner kebab and curries, and they're really good books. Really good books. The chicken satay is especially nice if you ever think about getting them. I think that's in book 2. Aaron says 5 armies starter box would be amazing. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Because they'd have elves in there, they'd have dwarves in there, they'd have Lake Town in there, or should have. Then you'd have Dol Guldur, you've got goblins in there. Be awesome. Be an awesome set. Jeffrey says 3 colours with a base and a shade is the minimum I go for. Yeah, I like to mix it up. I don't really have like a set rule. Really, I kind of just sort of start painting, and when I'm happy, and I'm happy, kind of thing. Dan says, use a lot of oil washes and enamel washes these days, but still love a good ink or shade. The scale 75 tense inks are stunning. It's funny you should say that.
Oh, they're very good.
Yeah, they do a chestnut that's pretty much bang on for the old GW one. I have got a set on order from Element, but they were out of stock, so I'm just waiting on them to come in of the ink tense stuff. They're on order with the two boxes of the vampires for this stream. I emailed on Thursday, I think, and they were expecting them in this week. So as soon as they land with me, I'll send one of the boxes over to you, and we can get set up for the next stream. Yeah, it'd be cool. But yeah, oil washes are cool. Like for pin washing on marines and stuff, you know, mixing your own oil washes with like white spirit and stuff. Is it white spirit? I can't remember what it's called. I've done it quite a bit on some of my space walls, because space walls are such a light grey blue. It's quite scary to paint the shading on. I'm just doing a pin wash. So have you done pin washes before, Angel?
Yeah, I did it on a couple of the Death Guard stuff. It looks good on like the rivets.
Yeah.
On because of the I think I went for the Mark III armor. And they have a lot of rivets on some of them, and so I did some of the pin washing on there.
Yeah.
But I think the one that I made up is now all dried up and like just a gooey blob at the bottom of the paint pot. So
yeah, it doesn't last too long.
No.
But I was scared of doing it because I was following a tutorial for painting Space Wolves, which I seen the finished products, and obviously when you look at them, they always look awesome, and it just looked really cool. And I kind of just breezed through. I just looked through it, ordered the paints that he suggested to buy, and one of them was an AK, the AK active stuff.
Oh yeah.
It was AK oil wash or something like that. Just ordered it off the list of colours that he used, and then followed it, and it got to the point where I got to the point where the miniature, I could have finished it. If it was me painting, I would probably finished it. And he's like, now spray it with a gloss varnish. And I'm like, what? And he's like, spray it with a gloss varnish, mix your wash, and then just touch the tip of your brush into the recesses, and the wash just runs through. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna wreck this now. I'm gonna wreck this. But then it worked, and then obviously you can bring it back then with a matte spray.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool. It's quite labour intensive though, I find.
Yeah, but you like to get your painting done quick, don't you? So
yeah, I'm lazy. That's the word you're looking for. Glyn says, that reminds me, I'll have to give you ideas for You Cut videos. Top 5 homemade sauces for blends. Good shout. Making a bear blanc or peppercorn sauce. I do make a mean peppercorn sauce. Or baking ideas, decadent cheesecakes. Yeah, I'm gonna get into a lot of stuff, Glyn. There's a lot of ideas. I've actually been talking to a lad today who I've known for many years, and he's one of those. Everyone knows that one person that's just got their hands in a lot of different pots, but he's got quite a massive social media presence. I'm gonna do all sorts of stuff. I think I'm gonna do like reviews of like restaurants and stuff as well.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
Yeah, and here's one. My favourite. I don't know if I'm going to do it yet. I asked them, expecting them to say no, and when they said yes, I was like, oh shit, I don't know if I want to do it now. My favourite Chinese, where I always get Chinese takeaway from. I'm like one of them people who just order the same thing. All the time. Well, one or two things. I either get garlic and chili crispy shredded chicken, or I'll get sweet and sour chicken, like the crispy chunks of chicken.
Oh.
And I said, would you mind if I came in one of your quiet days and went in the kitchen and seen how you cook it and have a go? And they were like, yeah, that's fine. Like, yeah. So I was like,
that's lovely.
I know, yeah, but it's quite embarrassing. when I realise when I'm in a real kitchen in front of real people who cook for a living, and there's me going, oh yeah, this is how I make chips. But yeah, it should be fun. I've got loads of ideas I'm hoping to do on the channel. It'll be a lot of fun. Jeffrey says, what a surprise, they're unpainted. What's unpainted?
Yeah, that where I was talking about my collection of minis.
Oh, right, yeah. Darren Gibbons says, sorry, I meant to go into... Oh, you meant... All right, I get what you mean. Yeah, with the Dark Star metallics. Right, I get you, Darren. I get you. We're on the same page. Aaron says, I'd love to make a balanced tomb board where the middle can be removed for a pre-tomb chamber or dwarven scenarios. Yes, I don't know if you can see. I'm trying to see. I don't know if you can see it up there. Up there. What's the company called in Germany? Who do the hard foam terrain? They sent me a Dwalin's Tomb, their version of, and I was thinking of a similar idea because it's a cool little model that I can get out when I'm running events, maybe like for the social side on a Saturday night or something, when everyone's just hanging around having drinks, having like mini games on for people who just still want to play.
That's a nice idea.
So I was going to build a board around it, and you could just take it off. So we're on the same page there, Aaron. I've actually already got a Moria board, which has got Dwalin's Tomb in one corner, and then all the pillars on the rest of it, and like a big raised area as well. But you can't remove it, unfortunately. Aaron says to Glyn, I'm on board with these ideas for I Can, You Can Cook. I was nearly said what the abbreviations are, but I won't because it sounds like an odd website, so I won't. Jeffrey says, the new Vampires from Juba look so amazing. I really want those Blood Knights. Yeah, they look awesome. And Reese says, Angel, Steve, have you used the Chimera paints? Heard really good things about them. Supposed to be really
I have them.
You have them? I've
Yeah.
never even heard of them. Never even heard of them.
So, here they are.
Oh, that's a bit of fancy box.
It is. It's very fancy.
Are they expensive?
I can't even. Do you know what? Right, I have this habit of buying paint sets and not even. It's that thing where you don't even listen to when they say what the price is and you just spend the money. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was around like I want to say 30-something euro mark. Maybe I'm wrong completely. I think I am completely wrong.
How many paints are in there?
You have got. There is 13 paints and a medium in here. And the pigments have gone a bit funny because I haven't shaken them up, but that's what you get. And the idea is that higher in pigment.
Yeah.
And again, a lot like that color theory you were talking about, where you're mixing them up to create your own shades and stuff. Some of the stuff in the Chimera group come out amazing, and you're seeing what people are producing with these paints, and you're just like, why hasn't anybody thought of this before?
Yeah. I've never even heard of them.
I'm glad I have them. They've even got the little like guide inside it as well. But I still haven't used them because I want to give them a go, but like everything else, I'm scared. So, they will get used eventually.
Yeah.
A lie I keep telling myself. But yeah, when I saw them at Euro Mini Expo, they literally had what they sort of had as prototypes out, and one of the guys was busy painting it at the stand, and he was painting a couple models using the paints and getting people to sign up to the mailing list for when they came out. And I was like, sign me up. I want to know what these paints are. I want to see.
I'll have to look into those.
They look cool. I still haven't had a chance to use them, so it would be good to be able to use them. So I don't know what I'll use them for.
Yeah. I'll definitely have a look into them for sure. Darren says, so what's our views on true metallics or non-metal metallics? I'll start with you.
Well, both look really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me personally, I find it a lot harder to do non-metallic than true metallics, because true metallics you can it's a bit more forgiving, I find. I've sort of tried to do that on this mini, but I don't know if I'm really going for it, to be honest, but I'm just trying to do it quick. But
I've never even attempted it.
I had the non-metallics class with Andy Wardle.
All right.
That was cool because his painting is phenomenal, and he does a lot of non-metallic stuff. And it's another level. And I found it really frustrating at first, but then the second day of it, I sort of got it, and I was like, okay, I'm actually getting somewhere with this now.
Well, you did at the last Top Table Weekender. You sat down with Tom. I keep mentioning Tommy, but you sat with Tommy for the second day because he was painting that. It was a Stormcast Eternal character model. Was it you painting the same one?
Yes.
And
I still have it. but it's like still at the same stage as it was.
I mean, I love the look of it. I love the look of non-metallic. I think it looks amazing. I just don't think I've got the skill for it or the patience, if I'm totally honest. It feels like a lot of work in the sense that with metallics, you just paint the thing silver, you wash it, and you highlight it, and it's suffice. Whereas with non-metallics, you know, you've really got to think about the lighting and where the highlights are going to be, and the lighter points and the lower points, etc. A lot more than you do with true metallic.
But like Tommy says, you apply the same logic as you do with highlighting a model, and it'd be no problem.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something, right? I know I said, you know, I love Tommy to bits, got a lot of time for him. Everything he says doesn't always go in. It looks like it is. I'm nodding in the right places, and I'm agreeing with him. But, you know, one thing sticks out to me a long time ago that he said to me, and that was, I was like, yeah, but you're a really good painter, aren't you? And he was like, yeah, but what is it he said now? He went, I've got a hand, you've got a hand, I've got a brush, you've got a brush, you can do exactly the same as I can. And I was like, no, I can't. No, I can't. You know, it's just that talent is that it's there or it's not. And you know, I'm a big. Don't get me wrong. I think if you're a painter, you can get better with practice. But
oh yeah,
I think a lot of natural talent and artistic flair and understanding, because people have explained colour theory to me numerous occasions. Certain things people just can't grasp. You know, and colour theory is one of the things I just can't grasp. I just paint what I think looks good. Not for any other reason, you know. Not because one colour's complementing another.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie about it and say, oh yeah, they painted that colour because it really complements that. Because I'd be lying. It's just not there. My skill level isn't there. It's like anything else, I think. He probably doesn't have to think about the technical side of painting and can concentrate on that side of it because he's so good at the technical side of it. Does that make sense?
I think
like second nature.
Yeah, I think it is like second nature, I think, for him. But he's done it a long time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that comes with the territory, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's like with anything, practice makes perfect. But sometimes you are just rubbish.
Yeah. This is true. There's a lot of things I'm rubbish at.
I wasn't saying you were rubbish.
I know everyone thinks I'm amazing at everything. But, I can't paint and talk. You know, the list is endless.
Yeah, I'm struggling with painting and talking at the same time.
It's tough,
concentration levels.
It's tough. It's because I like talking. I like talking. How cool is it going to be when we get back to the pub?
Oh, I can't wait. I haven't gone to the pub properly yet, but that's because, you know, everyone seems to be going for like every little excuse at the minute, and I just want to go when it's a bit more normal.
Well, I went. Not last Thursday, the Thursday before. I went on a Thursday night, a few beers, and it was freaking amazing. It just felt so good being out. Oh, I'm liking this. I mean, I've got red on his thing, so I'm going to have to touch that up.
Looking quite nice, that.
Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, if I'm totally honest.
I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm just going to crack on with it.
Keep going. Have you gone brown with the belt as well? Yeah,
but I'm using this steampunk set thing. It's a scale 75 set that I bought. So it's got loads of different browns in there to create leather looks. So
there's certain colours that I have an unhealthy amount of different shades. Brown is one of them.
Yeah.
Greys is another. Just saves you having to mix.
I find sometimes though, when they're all there next to each other though, you can sort of start seeing what order you want to do them in to create the sort of look that you want.
Yeah. Right, I'll jump back in the chat quickly. It's got a bit quiet. Keep the chat coming, people. Let us know what you're working on, etc. I'll actually... Where's my cursor gone? Oh, there it is. It had gone to sleep, so it wasn't moving. There's Chimera paints on it. Yeah, Darren Gibbons says, oh yeah, we've done that one. Family themes with your girls. Easy bakes like cookies should inspire many parents, families who are looking for activities to involve their kids. You can be a real inspiration, Steve. I'll tell you what, I'm going to bring it up. And it's not just because I'm a United fan. One thing we are doing with the kids is the Marcus Rashford and Chef Ketteridge thing that they're doing every week, which is called Full-Time Meals. Google it and check it out. It's awesome. It's not just for kids. It's got some great stuff. We had the pizzas the other night. The kids made pizzas. It was really nice. You're teaching your kids new skills as well if you have got kids. Get them to be comfortable in the kitchen. And I just think it was an awesome idea. I can't believe someone's not done it before. Like one of the main chefs, like your Jamie Olivers or your Gordon Ramsay. I just think it's a really cool idea. I had a bit of a not an argument, but there was words with someone this week about Marcus Rashford and them saying, "Oh, he's just doing it for publicity and everything like that." And my argument,
I need it.
My argument about that is, yeah, A, doesn't need it, and B, if they're doing something like that for personal gain, but something good's coming out of it at the same time,
does it matter?
I don't care. And he's genuinely a nice lad. He is a nice lad. I just think it's a really good thing for him to do, and him highlighting. A lot of things get passed with the government and stuff. I don't want to get political, but like the stuff with food banks and everything, like in this day and age, is for this country is embarrassing. When you've got NHS nurses having to feed the kids from food banks, it's a joke.
Yeah, that is.
And the fact that someone like him with the platform he's got highlighting it, I think he's out of this world. And he's a kid. He's a young guy. I think he's 22, 23. And to have that sort of in your arsenal to do, and you don't hear about him going out and partying and seeing this model and seeing that model and, that kind of thing. He's got his head firmly screwed on.
I don't think there's anything wrong with him using the platform he has to highlight something that's important.
It's not his fault someone's offered him a stupid amount of money every week to go and kick a ball around. I wouldn't say no to it either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, what? It's like the argument was just stupid. It's like, what has this guy got to do for you to think, yeah, he's all right? So it was a silly argument. But yeah, check it out. Full-Time Meals. It's on Instagram and Facebook. It's awesome. And like I say, it's not just for kids. If you're not that confident in the kitchen, it'd be great for people like that as well, students and things like that. It's really easy meals, but good meals as well. I'm not saying it's for kids and you're getting your kids to do it, but meals are all right. Yeah, pretty good that. I'm happy with that. Ian's in. Ian Whitehouse, how you doing, mate? He says, just dropping in to offer a little support. Hi all. Thanks, Ian. Get painting, mate. Get your paintbrushes out. And Dan says, you're a Middle-earth painter, Steve. Of course, you've got loads of browns and greys. Greens too, I imagine. Yeah, that's the point. I've got a lot of greens. Yeah, the thing is, I've purposely got browns and greys, but I've accidentally got loads of greens. I've never really gone for a lot of greens, but I have got a lot of greens. Loads of greens. Jeffrey says, I need to get back to work on my Walls and Minister game board. That'd be cool. Get some pictures in the thread, mate. Steve, now you love painting yellow. Are you starting another Space Marine chapter? No, don't say that. I actually, I mean, a lot of you know who follow the channel. I had I was painting 3 Space Marine armies at the same time at one stage because I really like Raptors. I like that sort of US Marine Corps green, not really matte, like army green. And that was why I got into Raptors, and I've actually got probably about 10 Raptors painted up on my shelf. But I had to then just sort of say, no, I need to stick to... Space Wolves is my jam, that's what I like. But I do also quite like Ultramarines as well, because they're the poster boys for it, aren't they? And really predictable is what I'm trying to say. Not really predictable. Alright, how are you getting on? It's looking good. Like the gold.
Yeah.
I'm always impressed when people paint gold and it's like a light gold. Whenever I paint gold, it always ends up being quite like a deep, dark, sort of brassy gold.
The reasoning is because I started off with the decayed metal.
Yeah.
Right, which is a nice, like, bronzy gold sort of thing. Went in then again with a Victorian brass.
Oh, yeah.
Then amber alchemy.
Nice.
And then a little bit of this moonstone alchemy, but that not so much.
That
the shades
alchemy, that looks a lot like Liberator Gold.
It does a bit.
I really like that colour.
But that is from the Copper series of the Scale 75 set.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, again, there was just like all these like steampunky type bits and bobs, and I was like, oh, I'll have that set. So, but I just like these metallics a bit more than some of the GW ones. Not to say that they're no good, it's just that I just prefer these ones.
Yeah. So is that what colour was that one that I said looked like Liberator Gold?
The Moonstone one, I think you said.
Is that from a set?
Yeah, but I mean, I mean, you could probably buy them in as part of a massive set if you wanted to.
But yeah. They'll do them individually. I like to buy sets. I like to get value for money. You see. I
got the metal alchemy set. They do a few of these sets, and then there's like how many's inside? So you got 8 colors inside.
Okay.
And I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 sets plus the actual scale 75 set itself, like the actual set. Yeah.
You sound like you're a bit like me, like a set collector.
The problem is I go to events and I'm like, oh, I don't have that color set yet. Yeah. And yeah.
I buy loads of sets and get loads of colours, but then still end up painting with like the same 10 pots that I've been using.
Yeah. I definitely have my like go-tos that I keep sticking with, but
yeah. Mute that. Okay, I'm just checking something out here.
I'm not sure whether to do the buckle gold or go in silver.
The round bit or the other bit?
The boxy bit. I think the whole buckle itself needs to be metallic by the looks of it. Just the way it looks. But I'm not sure if it should stay gold.
Yeah.
Or make it silver.
Well, I'm about to go for battle damage, so I'm either going to really enhance this model or F it up.
You can cover up mistakes, it's fine.
So here we go. A lot of paint on my brush there. Let's get rid of some of that. I'll tell you what, I'm using these new the new papers for the red grass wet palette. that they've started doing. They sent me a few. And I'm quite impressed, actually. It's quite good. Because you can wash them. So it's paper, but when you're finished, you can rinse it off under the tap.
Oh.
Yeah. But they sent me like 50 of them, so that makes sense, doesn't it?
I'm sure after a while they must get a bit like worn.
Yeah. What are you thinking, people? What does that look like?
I like it.
I've gone like a bone on the yellow. I think I need it to be a lot easier with a... This is Rosemary & Co. Dan, these are the ones you recommended to me. Quite like them. They're longer bristle than I would normally go for, if I'm totally honest, but it's quite a bit of control over it. It's quite nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one shin pad and see how it looks. I think that's the way to do it.
I'm surprised you went for like a lighter color for battle damage, because the go-to is usually like a rusty sort of kind of like.
Well, I'm gonna do lighter. Then I'm gonna do a brown in it, so it looks like you can see through to like rusted metal.
Okay. So there you go. I like it.
I don't mess about, Angel. You know that. Oh, do you know then when you just go in heavy-handed and make a total balls of it?
It's battle damage.
Yeah, it's a big battle damage. Big, thick, gloopy battle damage. The worst kind of battle damage. Should have done what you did, like, because his gun's in the way.
This will probably go on the pile of models that never get finished, to be honest. Everyone that's in the chat now, once this stream's over, because we probably won't get them finished before the end of the stream. Once this stream's over now, I need you all to keep mithering Angel about finishing the models. Like, just bring it up at every opportunity. I'm going to get messages now. Have you finished your model yet?
You'll be on the bus to work and there'll be a billboard up in London. Has Angel finished her models? Okay, so that's not looking too bad, I don't think. Do you know where I should like on Space Marines? So here's the thing: I hate painting bald heads.
Okay.
You know, just highlighting the top of that head without it looking just like a different coloured dot, making it look a bit like a monk or something. I hate that. And, like,
have you got a guy that's actually got hair on him?
This guy's got hair, so it's all right. He's got like your typical Marine buzz cut haircut thing.
I just went for a standard helmet because I wasn't looking to do any skin tone. Because I'll sit here for hours.
Some people would call it lazy. I mean, I won't say it's lazy, but
it's okay. You can call it lazy. It's fine. It's okay. I'll put my hands up to it.
I will be jumping back in the chat in a moment, guys. So please do keep commenting, keep us going.
starting to get shaky.
What, shaky hands?
Yeah.
I get that when I'm hungry.
So I'm definitely not hungry. Though I could always eat.
Yeah, I'm the same. My brush is drying out very quick, which is annoying. Because I've got this flipping heater in here, but if I don't have it, it'll be freezing. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, people. I'm feeling all right about it at the moment.
I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the gold buckle, you know.
Let's have a look.
I think I'll just stick with it for now.
Yeah, might look better when you highlight it. It looks all right. I think when that's the thing, like with true metallics, when you put metallics, sometimes they can look very bland when you first put your first colour on. One of the reasons why I hated painting Easterlings, all that gold. You first paint it on.
Bad as custodes.
Yeah, you put it on, you just like, oh, it looks so tacky and shit.
Bloody hell.
You see that? I'll zoom in. What do you think?
Oh, that's nice.
It works, doesn't it, right?
Look at you. I'm not a good painter. I can't really paint my painting shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I've impressed myself. Yeah, it looks alright. It looks alright, that. I think it needs griming up a little bit. So I'm gonna work on this leg. I'm gonna get this leg to be where I want it. Before I do that, I'll drop back in the chat. Where was it? Glenn was talking about doing stuff. Ian dropped in. Jeffrey says, is the €30 mark the actual price or the price you told yourself so you don't need to feel too bad about it?
Probably that.
Yeah.
I think it was more along double that, to be honest.
Yeah. I'll Google it now while I'm here because I can. Let's have a look. What are they called?
Chimera.
Is that with a K?
Yeah.
Pure. Which set did you get? I've got Pure Pigment set. Is that it?
Oh, I didn't know there was other sets.
Oh, Element Games stock them. It's handy. Discount.
You're telling me there's another set?
There's looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 altogether. 14 different colours. Is that what you've got? But one of them's satin medium.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So they're £6.50 each, but they're bigger bottles than Vallejo and thingy, aren't they? They look like them.
The set looks like it's $77.50 by the looks of it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I didn't pay that much.
Maybe you didn't because it was thingy. You'll have to let me know how they are because I'll try them out. Yeah, I didn't know Element did that. Cold yellow looks nice. Cold yellow and warm yellow. That warm yellow would be great for this model.
Very much so.
Very deep yellow. I like that magenta as well. I like them all. They're bigger bottles though, right?
Yeah, they are.
Could you hold comparison up to maybe a Vallejo or a Citadel?
Grab them.
They look like they flip top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about them.
Yeah.
Because I prefer dropper.
Yeah. The flip tops wouldn't be too bad if the hole was right at the edge, I find, but it's not.
They're they are flip to the other. So they are like that.
It's like right in the middle, yeah.
Yeah. And that is size comparison of the
It's
scale.
almost twice it looks like. Has it got how much is in it on the sticker? I've got the thing here, I'll bloody tell you.
30 mil.
And what are the 17 mil they are? Normal bottles. That's almost double. No, it's not bad. So that's the tradesman in me, that.
So you're definitely getting a lot of paint for your money.
So it's
justification for the spend.
It's about the same. It's about the same as normal. So it's nothing crazy because you're getting a lot of paint. I might try them out then. You have to, whatever we paint next, you need to use them. So on the vampires, use them, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because then you can tell me if they're worth buying or not.
Great. I'm gonna mess up a model.
No, you'd be right. I think I've missed some comments. I do apologise. I'll jump back up. Mr. Macklin is working on Sergeant Ripper Jackson. Get it in the whip thread, mate. And Reese says he's a geezer, Rashford. Really nice lad. Done a lot more than other football players. He's a good role model. He is. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of footballers, even like the toe rag footballers who are always in the papers. A lot of footballers do a lot of stuff for charity and they don't shout it from the rooftops. I know a lot of footballers that do that. They're in a very fortunate position that they're able to do it as well, which is great. But yeah, he is a really strong role model. He's just about to release a book as well, which is all about. From what I read, it's about building that confidence in kids, like in themselves, that they can achieve things, and they're not kind of confined by where they're born or what they're born into and stuff like that. So it's basically a book just full of positivity, which is nice. Obviously he's probably ghostwritten. He's not actually wrote it. He's had someone there, but he'll be the poster boy for it. But no one else is doing it, so fair play to him. I've met him twice. He is a really nice lad. Ian Whitehouse, just doing the bones of my cursed skellies. You're going to finish yours before I finish mine, Ian, by the sounds of it. And Rashford gets a massive thumbs up from Ian as well. Aaron says, need an update on your Wolves army, Steve. It's been a year almost since they've been on the channel. I know. I want to. I want to get them on a battle report. But we've got. I don't know if you remember me saying on another video. The Conquest magazines, which I've got all the boxes and all the sprues from, but never did anything with them, are literally there on my bottom shelves. All the boxes that come with the magazines, the whole set is there, but that's from 8th edition. So GW and I can't remember what the magazine company's called. They're doing a new magazine, and it's based on the Indomitus box set, and it's got loads of cool stuff in it. That's starting this year. So I'm going to do a series along with that. I'm not going to do an episode for every magazine, every issue. Maybe every 5 issues I'll do sort of a review, an overview. I'll paint some of the models that were released in the magazines, one of them magazines, and then they normally have custom scenarios, like small play scenarios, to teach you the rules. And I think that'll be a good place for me to start filming 40k battle reports, because it's small scale to begin with. They get me used to the rules, get me used to a good way of filming in the TTG style. So it will be coming, and it will be Space Wolves that you see, Aaron, don't you worry. Glyn says, I'm not painting at the minute. After natural light goals, my eyes are useless. Having a cider and a whiskey whilst relaxing. Greedy. Aaron says...
Jealous?
Yeah, jealous.
Yeah.
I got these, I told you before the stream, my neighbour come and drop me off a load of Peronis. I've not had Peroni for a while. I drink Peronis if you're ever out for it, like if you go out for a meal or something, you go to an Italian, they always have Peroni, they never have Moretti, and I'll drink it then, and it's alright, but these are quite nice. He's beer in it. Aaron said, Steve, you said earlier about your camera setup. Can you do a video of what your setup looks like? I'd be intrigued to see.
That's a good idea.
You know what, I've thought about it a lot over the last probably 12 to 18 months about doing a video about sort of content creation to do with this hobby and what I've learned and stuff like that. I think it'd be quite difficult to put it together, but I can certainly put a bit of time and effort into thinking about it and trying to plan it if people would want to see it. Everything that I know is kind of, I've just fumbled through over the period of doing this channel, which is about 3-4 years now or something, maybe longer, don't know. because for what we do, but there's loads of how to YouTube, how to be a vlogger, how to be a computer game YouTuber. There's loads of videos on YouTube that shows you everything you need to know. But there is no videos anywhere or anyone that can give you the information that you need on stuff like how to film a battle report, what cameras you need to be able to zoom in tight and it still be a quality picture. And over the years, the amount of money that I've wasted. When we first started doing battle reports, as an example, the camera that I'm using, as what you can see my face with, isn't the normal camera that I use. I normally use my iPad because it's a really good camera, and I've downloaded an app that I can use it as a webcam. But for some reason, it won't work tonight. I don't know why. So I just went back to my old Logitech HD webcam thingy that everyone used to use. When we first started, we bought 5 of these, and at that time they were like £100 and odd each. We bought 5 of them to film battle reports. There was one going to be on one each corner of the table and one like on a dice cam. Bought them, set it up, and then realised that it wouldn't work because you need 5 separate USB inputs into your motherboard to be able to view 5 different cameras at the same time. And even you might have 5 USB slots, but they will all go to the same 1 or 2 points on your motherboard. That's my layman's terms for computer talk. that's basically it just didn't work. And they were no good for what we wanted. You couldn't zoom in tight. As soon as you zoomed in a certain amount, it was all fuzzy, and it was just a nightmare. So I've learned quite a bit, and it'd be quite nice to put a video out there for anyone who's thinking of doing something like this, so that they don't make the mistakes that I made. Because I've made a lot of them, still making a lot of them. So yeah, it's definitely something that's sort of been in the background on my mind to do, and I'd be up for doing it, but I'd want it to be quite a good video that people would get use out of, rather than just me doing what I'm doing now, talking shite. But yeah, it's a good shout. It is a good shout. Dan says, Element do the 3 main Metal and Alchemy sets for the lowest price in the UK. I'd also recommend the skin set. Dan, don't do this to me, man, because I will, after the stream, go on Element because because I'm a bit of a dick like that. I'll have a look. Glyn says, Marcus challenged the status quo of the government set. Yes, he did. I honestly don't see how it's for personal gain, helping kids get fed. Yeah, one of the other arguments was, which I really struggle to understand how people can come out of it. One of the I don't want to get onto this too much, but one of the arguments that he come at me back with was people shouldn't have kids if they can't feed them.
Oh,
and it's like, yeah, I agree with that in a sense, but sometimes not all kids are planned. And then the flip side to that is, it's not doing it for the parent, doing it for the kid. The kid doesn't choose to be born to parents that can't feed it, and you don't know what the reasons are. And they're like, oh yeah, but you see them on Facebook and they're going out the weekend and like, yeah, that's like, it's like anything that small minority. It's like English football fans, like in the 70s and 80s. If you were an English football fan, you were a hooligan, when in reality it was a very small percentage. But it's the one who shouts loudest, gets heard the most. So
well, people only remember the bad things anyway.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, and it was just like, kids don't choose to be born. They don't choose the situation that they're in, and that's what it's about. And then, I mean, there's always going to be a counter argument to it. He was coming back with stuff like, oh yeah, but he's setting a bad precedent for people thinking then it doesn't matter because they can have kids because the government will look after them. Well, actually, no. Like that horse has bolted. Like, the education system isn't where it should be in teaching people on how not to have kids. But yeah, don't get me started, Angel. Don't get me started.
But it's like people still have the perception that the Warhammer community or just the hobby community is just like, yeah, it's male dominated, but it's not just males anymore.
No.
And there's not this unwelcome vibe for women. Like there is a little bit, but people point that out the most because it's not the done thing anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't feel unwelcome.
I think that's really, because do you remember, I mean, people probably don't know, but I was talking to yourself and a couple of other people, females in the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to do a video about that exact subject, and a lot of through speaking to a lot of people, I did speak to a lot of people. It seemed to be a lot of that is like the old guard that they see the hobby as theirs and their property, and it's the kind of people that when somebody who's new to a hobby asks a question in a group and they just get ridiculed. It's kind of that kind of person, which I think there's less and less of now. I think for two reasons. People are getting older. It's like really old guard, and either don't hobby anymore or they're not around anymore. And also, I think people are more aware with social media that people don't want to look like gits.
I have noticed though, like when there's always one like that, there's like 10 or 20 people that straight away it's like that's not okay. So as long as that still happens, I don't think there will ever be a problem.
It's loads of good things have come about. I think since the pandemic, we spend a lot more time online. And a lot of the old BS that was around there, like you say, people are getting pulled on it. And it's still there. It's like a lot of other subjects that I don't want to go into, but it's still there. But I think people are aware that it's not PC to be that way. So even the old guard, so to speak, the grumpy old I'm a wargamer and I own wargaming type people, are aware that if they act the way they used to 5 or 6 years ago, their reputation will be permanently tainted for having that point of view, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's a really good thing. There's loads of stereotypes for the hobby. There's tons of them, isn't there? Like, it was one of the reasons why when I first started hobbying and getting into gaming, I felt like I didn't fit in. I wasn't your typical gamer, but then I soon found that actually, do you know what? And I'll hold my hands up. I'd prejudge. I'd think it was a load of nerds. They're not really my cup of tea, but I quite like this, so I'm just going to dip my toe in and see what it's like. And it turns out I'm actually a massive nerd, and I quite like nerds. I think it's pretty cool to be a nerd, and that preconceived idea of what gamers and hobbyists are like is just like you couldn't be further from the truth. It's like every other walk of life. There's just so many different aspects to it, and different personalities and different kinds of people, and a lot of my best friends now have come from this hobby. Like the people who I speak to the most outside of work are in this hobby.
We would have never met if it wasn't for the hobby.
It says a lot. It says a lot. So I think this hobby is very wholesome, but it's like everything else. You get your bad eggs, especially online, but that's like anything else. But yeah, we're really lucky, especially in Top Table with the Facebook group on Top Table. Really lucky, really lucky. I couldn't tell you now of one problem we've ever had in the group. I think you'd be aware as well because you've been there from day dot pretty much.
Yeah,
I don't ever remember being like a drama in the group. Where
we had the one hiccup at the event.
Yeah.
That was just.
It was dealt with. It was someone who was acting like a. Yeah,
penis.
Yeah.
But it's fair enough. Not everyone's going to be pleasant, but that's fine. Majority of the people were.
With that, do you know what I think it was? I think it was like male bravado that just went wrong.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is why it went straight to the north versus south thing, and I'm just like, mate, I'm as far down south as it can get. I'm from fucking South Africa, mate.
Yeah, some people. Yeah, it was one of those things. It's like he started on a route. Didn't want to admit he was wrong, but he did in the end, which is the main thing. But yeah, it should never have happened in the first place.
No, but to be honest, it was one little thing, and it didn't spoil my whole experience. I was just like, well, do you know what? There's so many people here that I really get on with. There's so many nice people I've met that I never would have met if it wasn't for this group. So one bag of egg isn't going to spoil it for me.
Do you know the other flip side to that is as crappy as that situation was when it happened, he was instantly pulled on it, and there might have been situations that happened after that where he was about to make a similar comment to somebody else, or if it maybe checked himself and didn't because of that.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. I like to sort of try and find the positive in a lot of stuff. And if that had that effect, where I thought, oh, actually, maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe that was a good. You were the guinea pig, Angel.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I miss them. I think I miss them events the most. I really want to get back to having them cool, friendly events. Oh, there's a lot of shade on my brush there, Angel. That's you getting me talking.
Sorry.
Talking about chauvinists, and I just wrecked my paint job.
Very passionate about it, Steve.
Yeah, that's how you should be. Every right to be.
To be fair, there's not many that are like that anyway, and there's just a little.
No, it's few and far between, and I think when it does happen, that is the stance that has to be made. Like make a, because it's like where it always happens. It's always like whispered. It's always like a little sly comment, or
yeah,
and then being disguised as being a joke, that kind of thing. And I think just actually calling people out on the bullshit sometimes. That's what you've got to do, and it's educating people as well. Like I say, like hopefully, good came of that in the long run. Maybe he come away from that and thought, well, actually, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe that was a bit out of order. Maybe not. Maybe went away thinking, oh.
I think the only thing that wound me up more than anything else, it wasn't so much what was said. It was more just, it was my sister's first experience of the community, and then for somebody to do that instantly, when I've come into the hobby, I've found nothing but nice people. I've never had any like derogatory comments or anything said. And that was my first ever experience. And I was a bit wound up that was my sister's first ever experience when just being introduced to it.
Yeah.
That was, I think, what really annoyed me the most. But she was all right afterwards, because she was like, well, actually, there's been so many people that have been really nice. And
well, she doesn't take any crap, your sister, anyway, does she?
No.
So,
no. So, I mean, straight away, she was like, well.
Yeah. When you can look back at it now and see the funny side of it. But yeah, there was a weird stigma with the hobby, and I think it's mindsets like that, and I think they're less and less now. The more people you speak to are more inclusive.
Yeah.
A lot more things are highlighted these days than they were. The internet, is positive for a lot of things as much as it is, negative for a lot of other things. But yeah, I think educating people on the way that other people have the right to and live their lives is another thing that this hobby was a bit weird with. But yeah, it's very inclusive now, which is great. You made me lose where I am now, Angel.
Sorry.
I'm swearing at this model trying to get the gold NMM right, says Gaz. Let us have a look at it, mate. I bought the brown set from Scale 75. Some really nice colours in there, says Reese. Stop it, Reese, because I will freaking buy it and not use it. Aaron says, it's not bad, Steve. I think it needs to also be a hit with a darker colour as well. I've just put a little bit of shade on, a bit of Seraphim Sepia. I don't know how well that's showing just around the recesses. I quite like that though. That's turned out far better than I thought.
Really nice.
I've just got to do the whole model in it. Hide the bad paint job under like splashes of shabty bone and dried bark. Glenn says, by the way, Angel, your marine is looking bloody great. Steve, battle damaged is a good term.
Oh, thank you.
I think we're smashing it, Angel. I think we might have created the two best space greens that ever lived.
At least yours has got a head.
yours, but it's on a stick.
Yeah. He got found by some orcs. Reese
says, you using a bit of sponge for battle damage, Steve? No, I'm just doing it with brush. I do have some sea sponges that I did use that technique on a couple of my space wolves which I quite like. But I quite like. I think after doing this, I think I prefer it with a brush. Like obviously you've got more control when you're dabbing a sponge on. It does look good, but also you put the sponge on. When you take it off, you don't know what you're going to end up with because you can't foresee the pattern of the sponge that you like pressing onto your model. Aaron says that does look decent, Steve. Now convincing me to battle damage my 30k fist. Just battle damage him, mate. Hides a multitude of sins. He also says, I agree with Glyn. Angel's Marine is looking decent. Angel's going to town on hers. I'm a little bit jealous. Like she's highlighting everything already. And
oh, sorry.
I said don't outshine me on the stream, Angel. Flipping
it. You with your battle damage. Oh, I can't
I had to do something. You're there like, oh yeah, just start highlighting.
So I've got to do something. I mean, it's all grey. Yeah, I still haven't even started the red yet.
I like the gold. I like the gold a lot. The gold looks really cool.
I might start the red now.
What's the thing? Is it an Aquila? Aquila, is it called? The wing thing on the chest?
I think so.
Aquila, yeah, it looks really nice. I like that.
You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, the wrong person is asking the wrong person. I might have to pick up some of them paints myself, says Reese. You've got the same problem I have. Blaine Shaw says, I love guns from games and history. Warhammer 40k can shoot like a 50 caliber rifle. Yeah, they're big ones, but Space Marines are huge as well, aren't they? Like they're not. You look at them and you think that's like normal human size, but they're actually not. They're bigger. Glenn says, Angel is an honorary TTG host. The channel and group is growing madly, and just think 2 years ago you had 3 other hosts. I know, it's crazy. It's a mad journey. It's crazy. It is crazy. Angel does a lot behind the scenes as well. I don't know of a lot. She kind of runs the Instagram and the Twitter, and she does the spreadsheets.
When I remember,
if there's a competition. Yeah, you can just do that spreadsheet, can't you, Angel? Yeah, there's like 400 names on it. Be all right, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
No, it is a massive help. Like, massively appreciative. Yeah, I think it's about time it got on a few of the videos. I think you've earned it.
Oh, cheers, mate.
But make sure you put 50 quid in the post as well. Blaine says, guns or coal to learn. I don't know what that means, Blaine. I don't know what that means, man. Sorry, dude. I don't know what that means. Let me know what you mean. And I'll chat about it. Aaron says, I enjoyed Warhammer Princess's Ladyhammer series on Instagram last year. It gave great insight into the female side of this hobby. And then Blaine says, D50, like the boat I can shoot like a 50. I think I know what you mean, Blaine. I think I know what you mean. Niall Woods says, hello, Niall. How you doing, mate? Blaine says also, on Space Marines can use guns too for the Emperor to. Don't know what that means, Blaine. You're gonna have to say it in layman's terms for me, my friend. I'm pretty new to 40k. Al Rich says, evening, love that yellow orange armor. Thank you very much. And Dean says, I'm glad to see more women involved in the hobby. It's a shame some parts of the community lack the social skills to deal with it, but it's not unique to our hobby. It's still pitiful, though. Totally agree. Yeah. But I think it is just that thing of when it happens, highlight it. I've not got the kind of personality where, like when that happened, I've not got the personality where I don't. 9 times out of 10, I don't tend to fight fire with fire, so I wouldn't really alienate someone who was being.
No, I do. And neither would I.
I'd like to think that I would try and sort of point out that that's not cool. Be better. Do you know what I mean?
Just be like.
If it was a repeat,
why are you being like that? It's unnecessary.
If it was like a repeat offender and you'd made the point that, look, that's not cool, it's not funny, you're the only one finding it funny, you're not the butt of the joke, blah blah blah, and they carried on doing it, then I'd take offence.
Yeah,
I think everyone's entitled to make a mistake now and again. I think
we're allowed one.
I've made my fair share. Dancer, that one. Was that the first weekender? I think I remember it. I think it was the first. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. They're cool events, then. They're so cool. I miss it. Aaron says, Angel, how do you compare the wargaming community compared to the automotive company?
You mean community?
I don't know. She's not in the automotive company.
I was briefly
Was you?
Not like myself.
Yeah.
Like I was just like involved in it briefly in terms of because when I was with John, he used to like have a Supra and stuff, and so I mean I like cars. Yeah. Like I wouldn't be able to reel off any amount of knowledge about them, like crazy amounts of knowledge. I like certain cars. I like certain cars. I like, you know, I am a bit funny about certain cars as well. But I don't tout about stuff in that community because it's kind of feels like you'll get called out for being a noob. Yeah. More than in the Warhammer community, if that makes sense. Mm. So I just like cars. I think they're pretty. Like the models, I think they're pretty.
Paint cars. That's your dream job. Paint cars.
Oh, that would be fun, you know.
Yeah, paint cars. You see. Career advice. That's what people come in for. Right, I'm going to do a little bit of painting, and I'll drop back in the chat because Angel's like running away and like showing me up. So, you know.
I'm not.
I'm gonna have to start doing some highlighting because somebody else just started highlighting. I'm doing the dreaded grey on black, which I'm not comfortable with, but I'll give it a go. I'm glad I've got my super sexy glasses on again. This makes me I can see. So, people, I will jump back in the chat in a second. What are you thinking about the format? It's quite cool, right? It just feels really laid back and just hanging out and shooting the shizzle. Different topic every time, different model. Could be a different system that we paint or a different technique. I quite like the idea. I think it's cool. I'd really like to actually definitely touch on the different techniques. Like wet blending is something that I really want to give a real go. I've done it little bits here and there.
Let's get covered in so much paint, man.
Yeah, you're a messy pup.
Yeah.
I feel like I've not painted a Space Marine in ages. I really enjoy painting Space Marines. Oh, sorry, I'm off camera, guys.
They're a good one, I think, for like practicing techniques as well, because of all the shapes on them. So
yeah, I always say that. Like it's a straight line or a curve. It's good to just paint them. See, this one's all about I can't bloody talk and paint at the same time. I don't know what I'm flipping talking about. Oh, the silence. Both of us concentrating.
I'm not sure I picked the right red for this.
The right red.
And it's winding me up now.
Do you know what I hate when you're painting like it sounds like what you've just done there, where you think, oh yeah, I'll do that this colour, and you envisage in your head what you think it's going to look like when you put the paint on the model,
and it doesn't
look a thing like it. You're like, oh shit.
Leave that alone, otherwise it's going to start getting streaky.
I tell you what, I made a bit of a boo-boo here, but it's turned out not to be a boo-boo.
What'd you do?
I was highlighting the greys on the blacks and just started highlighting using the grey, the gun holster, which is brown. And I quite like how it looks. I didn't expect. Highlighting brown with grey. I'm gonna crack on with it and highlight the rest of the greys with it.
It looks good. Why not?
Yeah, I'm digging that. Looks good, man.
I need to look at my reference picture again.
Or what we call in the north, cheat.
Okay, now that it's drying, it's not too bad.
Yeah. That's the other thing as well. Sometimes you can put paint on your model and it just looks shockingly wrong. And you come back to it a couple of minutes later and you're like, oh, it's not too bad though.
Oh, cool.
Dan says, don't think someone's sex, gender, race is something worth drawing a divide on when you're all playing with plastic spacemen and elves. People just need to get over it and all enjoy the hobby. Yeah.
Yep.
I think it is that that ownership vibe that a lot of people get about not just this, like in life in general. You get people who are kind of like, you can't do that because it doesn't fit in with this image that I've got in my head of what this is. And it's a bit sad, really. Yeah, I think, if we ever do a technique stream, I might ask Tommy to jump on.
That's a good idea.
Not for him to paint. I mean, he can paint if he wants, but I'll say, like, no pressure. You can basically just advise us and tell us what we're doing wrong, because we'll do shit wrong. It'll just be cool to catch up with him, to be fair. How do you bloody... I need to tidy that up.
Oh, I don't know. This red is winding me up.
It's winding me up. Get out my pub.
Oh, God.
I do apologise, everyone. I keep going off camera. Sodder now.
All right. What next?
Oh, right. Just ruin that shoulder pad. Not good.
So much dust in this bloody room.
Oh, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. That. It's not gone well. That. I need to take a break. Have a drink. Get in the chat. Here we go. You know what I say about bad eggs? They go off, and if TTG isn't for them, they can get dumped. I remember going to a gaming club at 16, 17 with my dad and being turned away for not being from the local area. Flipping it, that's harsh. Reese says, yellow looks mint. Cheers, pal. Speaking of yellow, like the lack of bravery, how's the Easterlings, Reese? I'm also painting Easterlings as well. They've come to a bit of a grinding halt, if I'm honest. It got Reese's sort of Eastern armies are very, very pretty. Felix is a good Glyn, picked up some of the new Forge World models but not painting them up yet. Same. Macklin says, yeah, I love the format, nice and chilled. Yeah, that's kind of what we aimed for. We not take ourselves too seriously or take this too seriously. Just a bit of an excuse to get together, hang out, have a few drinks and have a few giggles and paint models we wouldn't normally paint, do things with paint that we wouldn't normally do.
Yep.
Glyn says, good man, the Acolytes don't seem competitive, but damn, they're gorgeous. They are really nice models. Really nice models. But I'd also caveat that with we're due the new source book, Glyn, and we don't know if there's going to be any army special rules or stuff like that, areas of effect with other heroes that may be due or that make them a little bit better. Jeffrey says Space Marines are good for practicing techniques, but ooh, Space Marines. I really like painting them. I really like Space Marines. I think like they've nailed it, haven't they? Like they're so iconic. Space Marine. You know what? Even if you're not into the hobby, you know what a Space Marine is when you see one.
Yeah, that's true.
Glenn says, I like the format, bolt action, mini next. Let's not run before we can jump. Al Ritchie says, as a new painter myself, how do you decide which colours to highlight with? I'm starting to edge highlight on models now, but never always know which colour to use. There's many different ways you can make that decision. I think most colours, especially if you're using Citadel paints, you'll find the base colour, and then there'll be layer paints, which are highlights kind of specifically designed to be highlights for that base colour. So that helps you in that sense. But then it depends what tone of that colour you want to end up with as well. So you might add something to it or go slightly off-piste with your highlight. But it's trial and error. It's all just doing, I'd say. But yeah, most colours, I'm trying to think of an example and I bloody can't. Like Rhinox hide, is dried bark a layer? I've got it here. No, that's a base. So my example's just been proven shit. Right, let me try and find something. Yeah, so I don't know why you can see that. Yeah, so that would be a decent highlight for that, and that would be Wazdaka Red highlighted with Tuscarora Fur. And what I'd do is, like you say, if you're a beginner painter, I'd literally just highlight with the lighter colour over the darker colour. But as you get to be a bit more proficient and a bit more confident with your brush strokes, and your brush strokes being a little bit smaller and finer, before you go straight from the lighter to the darker, you might have a highlight in between where you mix the two together. So you turn it into two highlights. So you'd go solid Wazdaka, and then 50-50 Wazdaka and Tuscarora Fur, and then solid Tuscarora Fur. But a lot of the decisions are made for you. I think I wouldn't worry about it too much if you're a new painter. I wouldn't concentrate too much on that. That will come. That knowledge will come like anyway. What do you think, Angel? Any advice for choosing your highlights?
Yeah, I mean, the weirdest thing for me was when I very first started, I started treating the paints like I did when I was painting on like canvas, for instance. Yeah. And I've always had that theory of like mixing colors to create the color I want. Where I tried GW paints for the first time and having bases and layers and then being different consistencies and stuff. And, you know, having to then realize that actually it's all there for me. Mm-hmm. That was interesting. I still apply the same techniques of like mixing shades and whatever else to get the right shade that I want.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good starting point. The GW paints are good for that.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
It's there set out for you so that you can start off as a beginner, and then you'll get a feel for it as you go.
Yeah.
The more and more you do it, you'll get better at it, and you'll just know what you can mix to make, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's I think when you come into something, I did exactly that. When I started painting, I made the mistake of, watching a load of videos about miniature painting because I wanted my minis to look like the minis that I was seeing people post on the internet and seeing on the cover arts and stuff. So like, I'd only just started painting and I was trying all sorts of different techniques, and you need to not do that because you're not going to get there straight away. It's going to be a gradual journey that you take, and it was only when I kind of made peace with the fact that journey could be fun rather than frustrating.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone ever gets to a point, I don't think I ever will, where you think, right, I'm at my pinnacle now. This is it. I'm awesome, and this is the best I'm going to get. I think techniques change all the time. Products change. I say this all the time. People have probably heard me say it a million times. Advice from me to new painters, this is advice from someone who's an average at best painter, is master blocking in your colour first, neatly. Forget about shading, forget about highlighting. Paint by numbers. Paint your shirt green, paint your pants blue, paint your shoes brown. Neatly, consistently, nice, opaque, flat colours. Then move on to shading as well, because you've nailed that, so that will come naturally. Once you've nailed shading, move on to highlights. And then, all the other stuff. I think you'll find that you learn techniques without even realising that you've learnt them as well. Just by painting. You'll think, oh, that's kind of what I did on... I found that a lot, like stippling. I thought, oh, well, that's kind of what I did on my Uruk leather. And I did it all right. But I think as a noob, take that pressure off yourself and go with what GW have give you. If it's GW paint you're using, if it's not, the brand will have highlights for their base colours that people recommend. But that's something that Citadel's really good for. We're here talking about, what paints do you use, and sounding like we're saying Citadel or not. Citadel are great paints. I've got tons of them. I've got more Citadel than anything else, probably. Still use them consistently. But they are great for people who are not used to painting because, like Angel said, it's done for you. So each paint has a specific highlight, or maybe 2 or 3 specific highlights, depending on what hue you want and stuff like that. And it takes away that decision making and makes you be able to concentrate on honing your skill and your art. Be interested to hear what Dan thinks on that, because Dan's a very good painter, and Reese as well. Anyone in the chat who wants to pipe in and let Al know how they choose their highlights for the colours that they paint as a base colour, feel free to jump on and say it in the chat. But I hope that was of help, Al. Glenn says Vallejo Greys, German Blue Grey, awesome colour. And Reese says there is a tabletop game where people paint up Hot Wheels cars and as Mad Max style. Can't remember the name of it of the game though. Yeah, I remember. I've seen that game. Is it called Hot Rod or something like that? I can't remember. I've seen people play it, and some people play it at Element. And they've made boards for it, and just got regular cars and painted them to look crazy, and it looks pretty cool.
Isn't it called Gaslands?
Gaslands,
Yeah,
that's the one. Yeah, Gaslands. Good shout, Angel. Look at you.
I didn't even fucking freaking play it. I just thought, wow, cars, that's cool. I like it.
Yeah, so maybe you should paint up some Gasland stuff.
Actually, I don't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind doing that.
Get doing it. Glenn says, here's a thought. Boo-boo spelled backwards is oo-boob.
What?
That's why. This is why we've missed you, Glyn. This is why we've missed you, mate. Aaron says to Reese, now that is a game I could get on board with. Used to love Matchbox Hot Wheels cars when I was a kid. Gaslands, Dan's confirmed it yet. Glyn says, new box set for Bolt Action themed on Pacific Theatre. What is that due? Is that due? What was the last one? The last one was the one after Band of Brothers. I got the Band of Brothers set. I've still got it somewhere. Never did anything with it. I think there's actually a video of me unboxing it on the channel way back. Aaron says, yeah, I saw that to Glyn. I'm excited to see Bot Action getting some updates and love lately. That's the one Dan says. Reese. Jeffrey says, I'm just not a fan of the Loyalist chapters. Sorry. Alpha Legion all day. People get really passionate about the chapters, don't they?
Yeah.
For me, it's just like, Space Wolves, it's because they're cool. They've got like axes and shit and fur pelts and they look like Vikings. But the other ones, like, it is just the colour scheme that grabs me. Like, I don't know too much about the lore. That's probably the reason.
I started, I mean, when I got into 30k, that's how I chose Death Guard, because I liked the colour scheme the most.
Yeah.
And the question I got asked the most was, oh, loyalists or heretics? And I was like, the colour scheme that looks the coolest, obviously. But I didn't put any nurgly stuff on mine. I liked the clean white and green colour scheme. It was it appealed to me a lot.
The 30k Death Guard colour scheme is really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice.
And then I started reading some of the Horus Heresy books, and I was like, oh, okay, I like the Death Guard. They're pretty badass.
I picture them being very smelly, though.
Probably, yeah.
I'm not going to lie, it feels pretty weird doing battle damage on his codpiece.
I don't know if that would get a lot of battle damage, do you reckon?
I think, well, they've got them. They've got them there. I mean, they're there for a reason. I feel like I need to apologise before I do it, that's all. Sorry, mate. Where were we up to? Glyn says, I need to get my SS Carven Winter section. I think it suits my style of play, being the Omen child. Rolling too many sixes and the tendency to shoot medics with snipers. LOL. Can't teach neat. Neatness is key. Couldn't agree more. I think a model painted neatly in just base colours looks far nicer than a model painted rough with highlights and shades. I'm assuming that come out of my mouth the way I intended it to. Al says, cheers for the advice, no problem, dude. Best advice I think is get a colour wheel. Use the colours next to the one that you're using for highlights. Use the ones opposite for shading. It's a good start. Rest is trial and error. Make mistakes, yeah. You can learn by making mistakes.
I still haven't done that. I keep saying I'm going to get a colour wheel and I never do.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've been told by a lot of people to get a colour wheel. I got told by Tommy to get a colour wheel. This is how random Tommy is. Tommy was like, yeah, get a colour wheel. Like, I'll help you do this. And then literally a week after him telling me to get a colour wheel, he released a video talking about why people shouldn't use a colour wheel.
Oh.
And it's all... he was basically saying you're putting restrictions on yourself because you're not going outside them parameters that colour wheel's setting. He said the colour wheel's great, but there is also exceptions to the rule. And that's what I'm talking about when I was saying, like, that makes zero sense to me. But to him, that he's talking the gospel. He knows what he's on about. And I'm just like, yeah, Tommy, should we get a burger? He likes his chip, he does, Tommy. I says, let's get chippy.
I like a good Savile and chips.
Savile. This guy is going to look like he's been through the mill when I've finished with him. Hey. Reese misses Glen 3000. That's a lot of miss. That's a lot of miss. To be fair, a few ciders and shots of whiskey, and I've had a good Saturday night. I think this series must be a great success. Totally agree, mate. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Death Guard are cool, but they're not as cool as Thousand Suns. It's another comment that Reese makes where he is wrong.
Yeah.
Thousand Suns. Sick.
Aren't they the gold ones?
They're the ones like with a big head, like gold and teal, isn't it?
Oh, that's a colour scheme I can get behind.
But it's the big head dress things, like based on like Egypt and that, aren't they?
Yeah.
They look cool, but it's one of those where it's an army that you'd say, oh yeah, it looks cool, but I wouldn't collect it. Reese likes a challenge though. He's up for a challenge, is Reese. Or he's a glutton for punishment. I can't work out what it is. A lot of the stuff Reese paints is gold, actually. He must really like painting it.
The model you put in the Patreon chat was quite nice, actually. Quite like that.
My paint's drying up really quickly now. On my brush. Oh, battle damage is the way forward, man.
Mine's looking very clean.
Yeah, battle damage it up.
I don't want to. I'm scared. Let's go back to the red for a bit.
I think, I'm not going to lie, I think every Space Marine I ever paint again for the rest of my life is going to be battle damage.
You're going to get so sick of it eventually. Oh, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Do you know what, right? I'm so close to giving up.
So yeah, guys, it would be really, really good if you kind of like this format. I mean, I think we're all having a bit of fun and a giggle, and we've actually touched on some very, very serious subjects actually, as well.
Yeah, not just food.
Yeah. Please do, let people know about the stream, share it in your groups, etc. Be greatly appreciated. Forget how many like edges there are on Space Marines until you start painting edges. This guy's been through the mill. He's a couple of toes deep. He doesn't take no shit.
Mine's a noob.
He's seasoned, this guy, the word.
That was a mistake.
No mistakes, just lessons, Angel.
No, I put I put the paintbrush back in my mouth and it still had paint on it.
Yeah, that's a mistake. Right. Colour wheel theory is great to start, but then you start looking at uplighting, contrasting colours, clash colours, and filtering. That's half the fun. Learning the rules and then ignoring them. Night Lords or GTFO? What's GTFO?
Get the F out.
Night Lords or GTFO? Thousand Suns are red in the Heresy, blue after. Okay.
Did you get it?
Yes, Night Lords or...
Yeah.
He's saying just Night Lords. I get it.
Yeah.
I just sound confused generally. This is just how it is. Jeffrey says Alpha Legion are the best boys. Glyn says I miss anyone I have already met and look forward to those I have yet to meet. The first TTG event weekend meet up, I will have my flight booked immediately. Good man. It will happen, mate. It will happen. I'll make it happen. Pre-Heresy World Eaters, says Glyn. Emperor's Children, purple, gold, and white. Yeah, that's a cool colour scheme. And he says, like the stream, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Share the vid and join the TTGB Facebook. It's a safe, friendly space. Get that out there, Glenn. Get that out in the world, man. Right, do I do the browns now or scuff up his boots because I think they'd be scuffed.
They'd be like the most scuffed.
The scuffest. Right. Go into the brain. Go into the brain. My Dryad needs a top up. Yeah, they're alright, these Rosemary and Co. brushes. Dan? You getting bored with these? Oh, I'm off camera again. Apologies. I'm sure my camera's moved because I don't think I was painting here before.
Need like a X for where you should be.
I used to do that. I used to put marks, but the problem is then the camera focus is on the mark and not on your model. So your model's blurry. Remember what I was saying about I've made all the mistakes? Trust me on this.
Oh, I realised what I forgot.
What?
He's meant to have a little jetpack thing, isn't he?
Yeah. Have you not done his jetpack?
Mm-mm.
It's not a jetpack. It's like a... I don't know what it is. It powers his... It's his generator in it for his suit.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Oh, he's no good. He can't walk.
Yeah. Well, he's just going to be like an invalid, basically.
He's just stood there waiting for people to shoot at him. His target practice for my battle damaged dude.
Can't believe I moved out.
Such a rookie error, that. I need this paint to be quite thin for the brown bits.
Be keen to see what else other people have painted this evening as well.
Yeah, I'm going to get this bit done. You just reminded me, actually. And then I'll get it up on screen.
Oh, that'd be nice.
You sounded like my mum then when I just asked her if she wanted a brew. Oh, that'd be nice.
Go on then.
Oh, that'd be nice. Oh, yeah. Get a biscuit as well. Go on.
That reminds me of the Yorkshire tea biscuit thing. Oh, that's so good.
I've not had it.
I'll bring a box. The next event, I'll bring a box.
Yeah, Glenn will hold you to that.
We can all have biscuit tea.
Biscuit flavoured tea.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in my ways. I like what I like. I just like normal Yorkshire tea. I've seen it in the supermarket, but I was just like... Oh.
It's so good. I don't even have to have any sugar in it.
Is it sweet?
That's how good it is. Yeah. And I only have like 1 sugar normally.
I've just gone down to 1 sugar. It's nearly killing me. I only have 2. Well, I'm down with that, me. I'm down with that, people.
It's looking really nice.
Look at that. Flipping heck. Should do this for a living. Right, let's have a look. Reese says, "Be cool to do a paint along next time if you two make it a regular thing." Yeah, it's gonna be. I don't want to put any like constraints on it, because I don't want it to become like a chore. I think it's gonna be. I'll be happy to do. I don't know. Aim for like 1 a month, Angel, something like that.
Yeah, you can do it more often if you like. I don't mind.
If we get the inclination to do more. But I think 1 a month, and I don't really want to set like a right. It'll be it'll be this date, it'll be that date. I think we'll just sort of see when our schedules match up and do it that way. That's a good thing. If it proves, don't get me wrong, if it proves popular and Angel's up for it, then yeah, I'll set it more in stone. But I don't want to put any pressure on. Glenn is asking, how's the Stick Marine's head gun, Angel?
Well, it's here.
You've not even started it, have you?
No. Maybe I should do that next. Maybe I should just leave the body for now. Looks all right, I suppose. It'll do.
Do what you're comfortable with, Angel. That's the trick. Yeah,
but this shoulder pad is winding me up because the colour keeps going funny and just... All right, let's do the head then.
Okay, let me add... If I get rid of that, boom, and I get this... if you're wondering, I'm just working out how to get the Facebook on screen.
Do you think, right, the skull on this head, should I paint it gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I always do. I do that whatever colour is the killer is.
Okay.
That's what I do. Oh yeah, we're cooking here now. So I click that. Oi, flipping heck. I'm popular tonight. Loads of Facebook messages. 23 comments. Keep them coming, people. You legends. And how do I... Oh. Make that bigger.
That's what he said.
Such a chauvinist comment, that, Angel.
Sorry.
For flipping hell's sake. Don't need that. Cut that off. Boom. Cut that off. Smashed it. I've only smashed it, haven't I? Okay, so if I do that. I'm just going to flick the screen, people, so apologies if it looks a bit weird, but I'm just trying to try something in a second. He says, and then proceeds not to do anything. Oh, come on, don't do that. Alright, let me try this.
Woohoo.
Just bear with me, people, while I just make sure that this is in the right place. Right. Okay. So, yeah, let's jump in this whip thread then. If you are painting, guys, if you go on the Top Table Gaming Community Facebook group and you want to show us what you're working on, I'll get rid of these stupid glasses. You want to show us what you're working on, please do post it. You'll find it. It'll be near the top of the group. If you search my name, if you can't see it, you'll find it. So first one in is the legend that is Mr. Gazballer. I can't remember the name of this character. What's the name of this character, guys? It's Siegfried or something like that. It's a cool mini though. It's awesome. Some nice patterning on the cape there as well. Non-metallic, I can see you going for, you absolute lunatic. And then we've got Thomas Sherlock on his Fallout minis. And us looking confused in the background on his computer. And Al's, oh, that looks cool, Al. That's the dwarf from Kurt City. Love that model. Absolutely love that model. It's just, it says steampunk on it. It's awesome. Justin Miller and his Gloomspite Gits. Again, really nice minis. Games Workshop are just smashing it at the minute with minis, aren't they? That is cool, Reese. Those miniatures are cool. Super cool. Duncan McLennan, that is dwarfs, it looks like. Yeah, Lord of the Rings dwarfs, looking good. You've got nearly as many paint handles as I have. Oh, damn. Battle damaged Imperial Fist from one of my Heresy armies. That's nice, man.
That looks very good.
Yeah, very good. You could have waited till after the stream to post that down. You know what I mean? That's awesome, mate. Nathan's, yeah, still working on Lord of the Rings. Gondor army, looking very nice. Looking very nice. Bit of Rohan Rollguard action in the bottom corner as well. Good man. Yeah, there's some more Rohan. Click these comments. Darren Gibbons. Midway through. What are these from? Are these from Mantix game? What's it called? I forget the name of it. The skirmish version of Kings of War. That's what they look similar. Yes, Thomas, that looks awesome, mate. Your painting has come on massively in the last probably 2 years. That's insane, Tom. Great work. Love that. What's she called again? That female Cadian hero. Let's forget her name. Brian Varner, Gandalf, looking good. Getting some nice base colours down there, nice and neat. There's a close-up of Gaz's non-metallics. 3.5 hours in. No, one leg, 3.5 hours. That's why I don't do non-metallic. Looks awesome though, mate. It's a great mini, that. And then Tom's posted another picture. I'm assuming that's the finished article. Looks cool, man. I'd be proud of that, mate. That's awesome. Thomas Sherlock. Is that Necromunda mini? Looks alright, doesn't it? Reese on Gandalf as well. Looking good. Blue hat, correct. Craig's painting howders like a crazy person. Looking good. Good work, guys. Let's get back to... There we go. Battle damage. Are you working on the head now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are we?
I don't. Oh, there it is. I was literally about to say I don't know where I put my paintbrush now.
Reese says Yorkshire tea with toast. Toast in. Yeah, I'd eat that. Everyone's taking a mick out because I dip my toast on my tea.
I do that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Best thing ever. Different gears here. I don't do 2 sugars anymore, just 1 large. Well, I don't have sugar anyway in my tea. I have sweeteners. I've had sweeteners for the past few years. Get Sweetex, whatever they're called. But I'm just trying. I'm gonna try and cut down on my sugar intake. He says when he's just admitted that he's making a cake tomorrow.
You don't have to beat it.
Oh, I do. If it's there, it's got to be eaten. That's the rules. Name Angel's Headless Marine. I think sleepy or hollow. I don't drink tea or coffee anymore. Excuse me, says Glenn. Sigvald the Magnificent, that's it. And Thomas says, no, it's a super mutant. Oh, okay. Alright, put these bad boys back on. I'm gonna get what time are we on? Oh, it's 12, flipping it. 3 hours and 10 minutes we've been talking nonsense. I think what I'll do. Well, I'm alright going. So about 12:30, Angel. Is that alright with you?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
We'll go to about 12:30. I'm quite happy with how that's coming on. But yeah, keep your comments coming. Keep your whip pictures coming also. And yeah, it's been alright. It's been alright for the first one. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. Quite enjoying it, actually.
Yeah, I like doing streams. I love the battle streams that I do every fortnight with Damien. They're great. Love those because the little community that's been built around that is just awesome. But it's nice that I get a crossover as well, and I get a few of the lads in, Dan and Nathan, etc. In these streams, and then obviously we're touching on other systems. Depending what I do, like there's a bit of a following for Curse City, which are only interested in Curse City, which is fine. But it's just like hanging out with your mates at the pub. And when we're not allowed to do it, it's like I do really look forward to doing them.
Yeah.
Imagine how irritating I'd be in a pub if you just got to listen to me face to face talking absolute shit.
Absolutely not. It just gets better and better as the drink goes on, I reckon.
I'm really quiet. I'm really quiet in real life. I've not had a good night out for ages.
It's that day, like the day after the evening after the last day of the event that looked really good for me because I quite enjoyed that like little social sesh.
Yeah. The last weekend on day 2, I was good for nothing. I was in the corner nearly all day, just sat there. You guys ordered pizza. I sat there, pushed pizza into my gob and just tried to get through the day. I was hungover as hell. It's fun though. Yeah, this is time consuming doing this, I'm not gonna lie.
What, the battle damage?
Yeah.
Oh, these eyes are tiny.
What are you doing? The eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be worse. Could be having to do eyes with pupils and rubbish like that.
Like I've got to do.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm so used to painting Lord of the Rings miniatures, like doing it on Space Marines doesn't bother me. I find it quite...
It must feel like a treat.
Yeah, it's quite easy. He says, full of himself. Yeah, it's quite easy. I'll mess this one up now after saying that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll wait till you're doing it, then we'll see how easy it is.
Unfortunately, we're finishing in 20 minutes and I won't be doing
Oh, I see.
Hey. It's a method to my madness, is it? Yeah, my brush is just getting really dry now. No matter how much water I put in my paint, it's getting quite annoying. So do you think you'd ever play 40k, or is it just like not really on the...
No, I would. I would. Like, oh crap. I dropped the head.
Uh-oh.
BRB. Oh.
It's not lost forever then.
No, I got him.
There's nothing worse, is there, than dropping something. But I always do it when I'm putting models together, and it's just like, oh, fuck.
Oh, that is so like heart wrenching, because you, especially if you lose it and you've heard it fall somewhere, but you don't know where it's gone. Right.
You can't see where it's gone because it's gone between your legs, and you close your legs dead quick to try and catch it, missed it, so you've not seen where it's bounced.
Yeah.
It's oh, for God's sake.
Think. Do the darker tone under there.
Yeah, he's been in some battles, this guy, I tell you. He needs a respray on his armour. Really enjoyed watching. First time I've watched a live stream. Definitely watching the next night. All says I'll take care, mate. Thank you for joining us. I'll post whips of my Blood Bowl minis tomorrow. Too cold to head out to the man cave. Quiet, it's a lie. Steve went absolutely mental on the Saturday evening of the second event. Luke and I were a crazy combo. Oh yeah, we went out. Yeah, do you know what? I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
When that guy came over, and was you there when that guy came over and started manhandling Luke?
No. But I heard about the story.
That's funny. I think he thought Luke was female. I really do think that's what he thought, because he was wasted, the guy, but I think he thought Luke was a lady, and he found the love of his life. I think that was it was very romantic. What took place? Yeah, Luke's another one I've not seen him for a while. Let's catch up.
Ugh. I'm not sure on this head.
Not sure. Make a decision and go for it, Angel.
You're sounding like Tommy now.
Look, right, what it is, the Druids, right, created paintbrushes. This is the stuff that it comes out with. There's a top bloke top there, Tommy.
Yeah, I like him a lot. He's great. Did he not go with you guys on your little trip out?
He did, yeah. Tommy's how you'd imagine him to be. I mean, Tommy was wasted as well. He's just very quiet and, like, you know, controlled, like he is in his painting life. Takes it all in.
I do that when I first meet people.
Yeah. When I say takes it all in, what he does is he doesn't make a fool of himself, and everybody else does. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be great to be able to, like, do social stuff again. I'm looking forward to it, like locally, just going to the pub with mates and that. But I'm really looking forward to the social side of this hobby. I think maybe a little bit more so, and I think it's probably because they probably stayed in touch more with my friends from this community, the gaming community, more than work friends and, like, friends, because you just
have actually as
always,
well, you know,
because you're always online because there's nothing else to do. So yeah, it's gonna be great to be able to catch up again soon. You need to get a Lord of the Rings army together, Angel, and come to some events.
Yeah, I need to learn how to play.
That's easy. And to be fair, you don't even really need to know how to play. It's the beauty of Lord of the Rings. Like, the community is that cool. You've done it before. You've rocked up and played games, not knowing what you're doing, and the other person has pretty much helped you win.
Yeah. Oh,
stop trying, for goodness sake. I have got some retarder, but I can't be bothered going to find it. And I don't like the what it does to my paint, if I'm honest.
I've never used anything like that before.
It's kind of a weird texture to your paint. It's like jelly, like thin jelly. The one I've got anyway.
Might make them blue.
Here's a question before we go, because I asked you, didn't I, Angel? I think did your friend respond to you about the Twitch thing?
Oh, no, you can't.
Oh, well, there you go. It's not a point me asking.
you can only set up a schedule on Twitch. So you can set up what your schedule would be like. I know that, but you can't set the link ahead of time for people to use. But I don't know, like, because you can subscribe and follow like you would on YouTube, but
yeah,
I don't know. Twitch, I find, is better at notifying me when somebody I follow is online and going live than YouTube is. So I miss a lot of the videos I like watching on YouTube. But
I'll let you off. It's all right.
But if one of my favorite streamers is streaming on Twitch, then I'll often see the notification.
Yeah.
So, but no, I actively have to look for the video I want to watch when it comes to YouTube.
TTG is what you look for. TTG.
It's my favourites.
I think that's about as much as I'm going to do tonight on him.
Yeah, I think I'm giving up with his head.
On his little legs. They look all right, don't they? I think that over the rest of it's going to look pretty gnarly and look pretty cool.
I'm quite chuffed with that.
It looks good. I like it. I love that gold. My gold never turns out like that. It's always very yellow. My gold, like you know. Like it kind of looks like fake gold when I paint. I always want to get like a light gold and can never seem to do it. Right, I'll switch back to head cams. There we go. Sort my head out because glasses are quite tight. This is the true when you know it ends when the lid goes on. That's it. Lid on.
I need to get myself one of those.
They're awesome. Well, there's a new one coming out. You may as well wait now. The Wet Palette 2 from Redgrass Games.
I just use these things that come with the GW thing. The GW stand thing.
I'll never not use a wet palette now. Never not use one. But yeah, I think I'll jump back in the chat. And we'll start tying things up, I think. Glyn says night owl. People saying good night to Al. I want to know more about the story, says Jeffrey. Oh, the story, Luke's story. I can't say it online. To learn more about that story, you'd have to come to one of the Top Table Weekender events. So you'd have to keep your ears open, and and then you can be part of one of those stories.
I didn't even get to be part of one of those stories, so I think that needs to be changed as well. I'm not going to be the butt of the joke though, that's for sure. I'm gonna do a Tommy and just observe.
I believe you. Glyn says yes. Luke got his chest groped. Yes, he did. It was flesh on flesh as well. It was pretty hardcore. Reese says definitely need another weekender, Steve. Yeah, I know, mate. I'm working on it. At the minute, I'm not even considered a date or anything like that because the reason being is because we've had lockdown and because so many people's events have been put off. There's just going to be a mad rush to get events in for the end of this year. So in all honesty, it'll be 2022, but it will happen. But that doesn't mean we can't do social gatherings. I said it ages ago and I stick to it. When Warhammer World opens up, I want to go anyway. So whether they're like Billy, no mates, I don't mind. I want to go and hang out. Probably go on the Friday, hang out, stay over, spend all day Saturday there. Might stay over Saturday and then just drive home Sunday morning. Just around Warhammer World and Nottingham, and I'll do it. I'll just put a shout out to the TTG community and also the Battle Streams community and try and get a few people to come and hang out and play games. It'll be a lot of fun. Glyn says, I remember a week crawl trying to find a decent pub, then finding a pool table and darts. Benji, Jay, Tommy, Rob, Luke, Steve, myself. Yeah. There was the good pub, I can't remember what it's called, the pub literally 50 yards from Element, and it's where the lights are, and they always have decent live music there on a Friday and Saturday night. And I think that's going to kind of become the norm for events because it's open quite late. Jeffrey says he did respond. Yeah, Twitch is far simpler in notifications. So if you just make a channel on Twitch for Top Table Gaming and people follow the channel, you will see when it goes online. There is one, so it's Top Table Gaming UK, I think it is. I just wasn't sure. The streaming software that I use, I really need to speak to someone who uses it and is more fluent with it than I am. I can multi-platform stream with what I've got. I pay for that service, but I don't do it because it ends up messing up. And I need to do more homework on it basically. Glyn says I need to keep in contact with peeps more online, but I kind of feel bad that texting doesn't feel as real as face-to-face conversation or call. Yeah, it doesn't, but it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing.
That's true.
Keeping that line of conversation open is really important, Glyn. You don't want to isolate yourself. It's never a good thing. Tommy was born with a paintbrush in his hand, says Reese. True. There are plenty of Londoners that will show you the SBG ropes, Angel. Just say the word.
Appreciate that.
Very, very true. Jeffrey says, I will as soon as I will be let into the UK. And Frederick says, just started watching now and it's ending. Was on a birthday Zoom hangout early morning Sunday in Germany now. It is Frederick's birthday, so I would like to take this opportunity to say happy birthday, Frederick. I hope you have a good day, my friend, and eat lots of cake and drink some stuff that makes you smile. So happy birthday to Frederick. But I think we'll call it there. Anything you want to add, Angel?
No. Thank you for being so lovely and being so supportive
and keeping us company. It's been great. 100% is going to happen again. So please do spread the word about it, and invite your friends and everything else, because the more popular it is, the more we'll do. But yeah,
I definitely enjoyed that. That is the first time in a long time that I've painted. So
yeah, well, something good's come of it. Right, thank you all very much. Thanks, Angel, for joining us, and we'll see you all on the next one. See you later.
See you later.